All right, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 830 for January 27th, 2025. Right now on the show, we got the Wombat.
Yes, sir.
I was told.
I'm the only motherfucker that owns a clock.
I was told there would be punch and pie at this podcast. Yeah, like
There's
I know
my punch and pie.
Terrence is coming, and Jay said he was going to be here because he did a what do you call it, like a Discord preview of Trails, and I get East and Trails games confused because like they look the same to me. So I think it's Trails of Heroes.
I haven't played either, so
I love the East games.
let me backtrack that. I played one of the old East games a long time ago. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, I like I get them confused. I'm like Trails from the Sky, Trails of Heroes. I don't know what that series is called. It's probably because I've never played one.
That's probably why.
Oh, there's Terrence.
Hey, look at Terrence.
Hey, what's up?
Terrence found his clock.
He did.
I did. Well, I'm on CP time, honestly. So technically, I'm on time. I mean, I'm early. It's 12:09. 10 minutes. That's about color folk. So I'm early. What up?
We literally just started. So.
Oh wow, that's perfect.
I thought Jay said he was going to be here, so I waited maybe 5 or 6 minutes after. I'm like, well, he ain't here, so we're going to get this bitch started.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, so Terrence is here.
It's a party now.
It is party now. Shit. And yeah, we did the game of the year last week, so we didn't talk about games. And holy shit, there's a lot of games to talk about, and a lot of news happened, which we kind of one-off mentioned last week that Nintendo was like, hey, yeah, we're making that thing.
Yeah, and apparently Ken and Terrence are going to fist fight today, so I'm looking forward to that.
I didn't know we were doing all that, but,
Yep. We about to brawl to win them all. That's what this is about to be.
We have to check embargoes. I think most of them.
Oh, now you can't promise me a fight and then be like,
right.
No, I know that one's dude, there's more than one game. Okay?
I ain't got the permits. Hold on, wait a minute now.
I have to remember all of the embargoes because there's 5 of them or some shit. I don't remember.
I'm glad I ain't cool enough to be playing nothing that's under embargo.
Man, let me tell you something. That stuff is so nerve-wracking because you be wanting to talk about it, and it's about to come out. That was me last week or week before last. I can't remember. And I'm like, damn it, I can't talk about that.
Imagine scheduling that shit.
The most aggressive embargo I've ever been under was for GTA.
Wow, what was that? So what was that?
It was just I had to sign a thing that basically said if you talk about this, we're gonna kill your family.
He ain't that far off.
It was an aggressive embargo.
But I believe it.
I think I've told the story on here before. So I got GTA 5. We were supposed to get it a week before launch, and it still hadn't come. And so I reached out to them about it. They said something happened. It got lost in transit or some shit. So they paid somebody, a courier, to bring me a copy of it on a Sunday, the Sunday before it came out. A courier brought it to my house in a box with a bunch of other goodies and shit. Wow. And then 2 days later, the regular box, the box that had been lost in transit, showed up too. So
you know what the funniest part of that story is? That game is so old that you got a disc.
Oh yeah, a disc and a lot of physical, 2 shirts and a whole thing of stickers and air freshener and a kitchen timer that's still on my refrigerator today.
Nice.
A whole box of shit that they packed along. I don't know if it was a, hey, sorry, this showed up late, or if it was their standard reviewer kit. I think it must have been their standard reviewer kit, because I think we ended up getting 2 boxes of all that shit.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Red Dead. I got like dice and a bar of soap and it's weird shit.
Man, I've never gotten physical swag for reviewing shit. I want something.
Dude, you got see the problem. The problem is that they don't do that shit anymore. Like GTA is so old.
They do if you Paris. You know, they ship him all kind of shit.
You know what? That's a different conversation where he earned his money this week with what happened. So
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about that later because I'm pissed that like apparently Phil Spencer did the rounds this week and nobody asked him like the really important questions, and it just kind of irritates me. But anyway,
well, I will say, looking at these embargoes, looks like we're good for everything. At least all 3 that I have.
am not good on at least one. I've got to check the other.
Okay, yeah, all 3 of mine are cool. They're all the 27th at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. Like it's all early in the morning.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
so this show will be up after that drops.
Yeah,
all right, well, let's get into this shit because there's a lot of video games to talk about.
Okay, well, shit, I'm gonna go ahead and start. So I guess we'll just go ahead and start with the fight. So I reviewed Eternal Strands, and I loved Eternal Strands. I'm not gonna lie. So you've heard us discuss Dragon Age, you know, especially last week with the Game of the Year show, and how it has a lot of issues, but we still like it and everything. And Eternal Strands ultimately ends up being the same way. I have some complaints, but I ultimately love the package. So if you don't know or haven't heard anything about this game, this is the studio that Mike Laidlaw partnered with. I can't remember who the partner was, but they opened up, and he is the writer and like creative mind behind Dragon Age in total. Is that right, Ryan?
He was the creator. He was the creative director of the first 3 games, David Gator is who created the series and wrote most of the lore and stuff, but Laidlaw was like the creative director of the series and sculpted a lot of the series actually into a game from what Gator had written.
Gotcha. Yes, that's what because I looked him up on Wikipedia, and they did actually say that he was brought in to kind of turn the idea that they had for Dragon Age or whatever into an actual game or whatever. And I didn't realize that he was a writer on Jade Empire too, which that's another one of my BioWare favorites. I love that game. But yeah, so he's they're out with Eternal Strands now, and there you can tell there's a lot of Dragon Age DNA that shows up in Eternal Strands, but the overall game itself is, so you play as this character Bryn, who is in this band of weavers who are people that can use magic. So in this world, a lot like in Dragon Age, magic is like looked at as this bad thing and ends up being like abolished and all this stuff. And so you're bound together in this, this band of weavers, and you all are searching through the Enclave, which is this city that was like a nexus for the magic, all the magic and stuff. And so you're trying to figure out what happened there and trying to bring it back to its, former glory. It's pretty much the I guess elevator pitch, and that's really if you like play it straight up, that's really all you get. This is not a narratively driven game. If you really want that, the story and like kind of interpersonal relationships with your team and stuff, you have to seek it out. And by seek it out, I mean you have to have all the conversations with the characters on your team. And like when you're out in the world, like you'll find pieces of lore that you'll bring back to base, and the lore master on your team will basically put it all together, and it'll have this pages upon pages of different stuff that happened in this area of the city, or this particular monster, or something like that. So if really searching out, like really searching game levels is not really your thing, this might not be for you. Now, this next thing might kill it for you too, and I feel like this is where Ken is going to jump in and be like, "Yeah, nigga."
Yeah, I'm definitely going to say
that word for word.
He got me verbatim. What are you talking about?
He said that's exactly what he's going to say. So the combat in this game,
it's so bad.
It really is. It's okay. I can't even think of what really to compare it to. It's overly simplistic, and it feels like it should be more. So even before I touch about the combat, the other thing that really irked me about this is the movement. And I don't know if you realize this, Ken, but it kind of feels like you're skating. Like even when you go to stop, you kind of like skid to a stop, like you're on skates. Like it's really weird. Like the movement has a really like floaty kind of feel to it when you're running around.
Yeah, but I feel like anytime that you're interacting with the controller and your character, it's bad. Like it's not even just like the combat is bad because like the lock on feels awful. The melee combat.
Wait. There's a lock on?
Yeah, there's a lock on.
Oh wait for the little yeah. Okay.
So the lock on feels bad. The like impact and the combo flow feels bad.
It's awful. Yeah.
Switching to your bow is the most complicated like
the bow.
Fucking claw finger thing you got to do on a controller. 2 blocks that like drains your stamina meter. And like okay, the thing that drives me crazy more than anything, there's a lot of crafting in this game. So there's a lot of items that you can pick up.
Yep.
The boxes and the jars that you break take 2 hits. Why do they take 2 hits to break? And then you have to press a button to pick up the crafting item.
Yes, you do. Okay.
You have to do what?
You have to press a button.
You gotta to pick up stuff on the ground. You can't just run over it. You gotta like press.
Veilguard's the same way.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Veilguard, I could bitch all day about how like, let's put the pickup button on the jump button. That's fucking smart.
Listen, and I agree with him, and I talk about this in the review too. The combat is not, it's nowhere near the level of combat that I, thoroughly enjoy. It's very basic. You got a little combo. I talk about the stamina system a lot. I really feel like the stamina is there to just keep you from having fun. Like,
yes,
why?
Yes.
There is no need for this to have a stamina system. The maps are so big. And you're running around the maps, you literally have to stop so she can catch her breath so you can keep going. Like there's no need for the stamina system, especially with the combat system being as simplistic as it is. Like this game would work fine just being like a hack and slash type of thing without the stamina bit.
It'd have been 1,000 times better. You're not
going to do any flashy combos. Yeah, you're not going to do any flashy combos. You get like a 4 hit. Like he said, the bow. You have to switch to the bow first of all, and then the buttons to fire it are weird. And even if you go to like change the buttons, they don't give you a lot of freedom. There's like 2 different schematics that you can kind of use, and neither of which really feel comfortable. But the initial one it's playable for sure. But the only time I use the bow is when I'm using like a fire arrow or something, and that's only when I'm fighting one of the big boss monsters. Now I'm going to talk about some good stuff about this because I'm really going negative on it. But the combat is with the basic enemies, like Ken is saying, the lock on and stuff is not good. You run out of stamina in those fights real quick. Like, and I get why they're there, but it's just, the other thing I want, the boxes. I feel like the reason why it takes multiple hits is because this game puts so much of an emphasis on the destructibility of the environments. Because, you can set those boxes on fire and then throw them at stuff and use them as, whatever. You can, put some ice on the box in the same way. You can throw it away. So the environment interacts with your combat stuff. So maybe they made it more durable for that, I guess. But it is kind of annoying when you're because the boxes glow when it has something. You're like, oh shit, I want to see what's in there, and you hit it thinking it's just going to shatter, like in Zelda, and it doesn't. It just gets. You
could say that, but like the boxes that I'm talking about are when I'm walking through and there are no enemies. What the fuck am I going to use it for? Other than to get a crafting item out of.
You're not wrong. Like I said, I totally feel your frustration. I'm just saying maybe that's why their thought process was.
This game feels like it does a lot to exactly what you said earlier, keep you from having fun. Another, like if you're going to get into like the magic and the weaving and stuff you do, so like when you set something on fire or you blow it up, your ass got to stand there and wait for it to quit burning if you don't want to take damage, which means you're just standing there staring at this big hole that's on fire. And you're just standing there.
Well, you can use your magic.
I don't want to pull up the magic again to negate the magic that I just used. That is like I'm just standing.
Okay.
There.
Well, and I'll say this too, because early on in the game, what you're talking about definitely is a complaint. But as you progress, like you'll get potions that stop you from taking fire damage.
Don't add things to the game to fix the things you broke.
I know.
That's a bad design choice.
Yes, I was just about to say it's one of those things that you absolutely hate. But yes, it does have that. Because you're right. Like when you cast the ice magic and you're standing too close, well, if you stand there too long, you'll start to take damage because you're like ice burned or whatever. And then you'll get burned by your fire magic. But if you throw out some ice, you can counteract the stuff around you. And the game wants you to do that type of stuff. While I agree, I understand your complaints with it. I had the most fun with this game fighting the big monster. So this game really mashes a lot of stuff together. So there's some Dragon Age, there's Monster Hunter, there's some Shadow of the Colossus, there's some Zelda, because you have these very open levels that you can explore, however you want. The maps don't give you like objective markers all over the place. It's just a map, and there's areas have location names. So your various quests will be like, you have to find something in the Shattered Bowl, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I know I have to go over here. When you load into a map, they will randomly come with like a time of day. There's a daytime, a midday, and an evening. And then you'll have like weather effects. It'll be like calm, miasma, snowy, like it'll be super cold. There's a fire one where it's like super, hot, that you have to contend with as well. But the big fights, each level has a greater foe. And these ranges from dragons to giant birds to giant colossus, and they stomp around these open levels, and while you're out doing your quest, you can usually hear the footsteps or whatever. But it's these fights that I just absolutely love. Like I seek these out, and you have to fight these and harvest them a certain way to empower your strands, which is what your magic comes from. So each of the creatures have, I forget what it's called, but like a hidden gem inside of them. And you have to figure out where that is on them to absorb that in order to empower your magic. So the first time you kill them, you'll get like, a fire spell or something. But if you want to improve that fire spell, you'll have to figure out how to actually get it. It's like power core, basically. And what you'll do, or what you'll have to do, because I won't spoil it here, is you'll have to read your little codex that you have that compiles all the information on the greater creatures and different things like that, and it'll give you hints of what you need to do, because all of the different colossus and beast have like layers of armor that you can knock off while you're climbing on them. They'll shake, obviously, or try to knock you off, or like the colossus with the ones with the hands, they'll just grab you and then crush you and fling you in their hand, which does a tremendous amount of damage. Yeah, I don't know. These fights were awesome. And I think that they were awesome in Shadow of the Colossus and stuff like that. But this was the biggest draw for me as far as gameplay wise. But I personally enjoyed the story. I don't know how far you got, Ken.
I only played for an hour before I was like, I don't want to play this anymore.
I got you. I got you. I enjoyed the world that's being built here. I enjoyed the approach to the storytelling, because like we've talked about in the past, like I had to put down Indiana Jones and stuff because, I'm one of those that will seek out all the different side objectives and search out the levels for all this hidden stuff. And there's a ton of this stuff in Eternal Strands. I think some of the things that will annoy some people, in addition to some of the stuff that we just talked about, is, it does have a crafting portion of the game, which works a lot like Dragon Age Inquisition. So when you upgrade your weapons and stuff, you will pick components, fur, tanned pieces. You'll have metal pieces, whatever. But you'll pick different components, which will not only change the look of the weapon, but also change your stats. So more damage, more heat resistance, more fire resistance, less fire resistance. Like you'll get buffs and debuffs depending on what piece you put in, because all of the crafting materials have oh Lord, I can't think of the word, but they're all like ranked from like common to legendary. So obviously the legendaries is going to give you the best, stat boost for each category, and common is just going to, give you some stuff. But what I was getting to is that the inventory system is really small, especially starting out. And because the game has that approach where it doesn't really tell you a lot of stuff, you won't know or realize that you have to go back to base, or you need to go back to base to empty out your inventory. I mean, you can drop stuff out of your inventory if you would just want to stay out there. But I mean, if you're out there looking for something specific and you're picking up a bunch of crap, especially early on, you're not going to know what's valuable and what's not. So the initial thought process is, oh, I need to grab it all. So having to go back and forth a lot of times that may irritate some people. I will say that you relatively quickly can upgrade your inventory space by speaking to one of the people in your caravan. So it's not something that, will hamper too long. But I don't know. That's pretty much it. I think as far as like the negatives for it, I enjoyed the game. I liked the world that he's building here. I liked the story. I loved that the levels were so open and allowed that level of exploration. But I don't know if patches can fix that combat. Combat versus the basic enemies just sucks. Like it's not fun. And then the stamina system on top of that just zaps even more fun from that, and it just turns into frustration to the point where I just zip through levels now, because it has a free climbing system like Zelda, so you can jump on any surface and climb, as long as you have stamina. So I'll just climb up high and try to go around all the basic enemies, unless they they have a resource that I need to craft something. Like I towards the end wasn't even fighting any, because it's not fun. That combat system is just frustrating. But it works with the bigger creatures because, you're not constantly having, to worry about getting hit by them because they're so large. And, you don't need a fancy combo if I'm trying to whack a, dragon's wing off or something like that. So it just, I don't know, it works out better with that. But yeah,
God for
it's on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is on Game
Pass.
Pass.
God for Game Pass.
So I'll play it for sure on there. And I mean, it's the kind of game that's right up my alley anyway. So
yes, I think you'll like it.
Yeah, not to mention it comes at a perfect time, really, because we've got a little bit of a gap here before Avowed in a couple weeks in terms of RPGs. So I'll give it a try at least.
I hope Avowed is better than this.
Well, we'll see.
I also don't like the way this game looks. This game looks like every game was trying to look when it was like, well, we don't want to be raw and gritty no more. We want to have some cartoony look.
He's right. It looks like, remember that one that they did that like failed? The baseball player was involved. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah.
Kingdoms of Amalur.
Kingdoms of Amalur.
Amalur was the most boring visual design ever.
Yeah.
It was very boring.
The creatures are cool. Like the giant, well, I should say creatures. The giant bosses are cool. The basic enemies are, well, they just basic bitches. But like the colossi and like the dragons and stuff are really cool. Especially that one bird that had some interesting stuff. But yeah, that one I think bird. That's where all the design went to.
One bird.
That's the other problem with this game is like you went through this whole rigmarole talking about the story and stuff. Like you didn't talk about any of the characters. You know why? Because they're not memorable. Like the main character is the most generic ass character I've ever seen, and then like when you first get into camp, it's like, oh, here's the wise owl that has a broken wing, so they can't fight with you. Like, oh, cool. Yeah. I don't even remember your name, bitch. You just tell me that I need to go do some shit. Whatever.
It's funny because it's true. Like you're right. You're right. As I said, I specifically said I enjoyed the world and stuff that is being built, but no, the characters. This feels like an initial game. And I guess we had. Well, let me back up. It feels like what it is, an indie game. So, I mean, because it's not got the money behind it like a BioWare or EA or something like that. But I don't know. It just, I would have thought
have
that
the
like,
indie price though,
stuff,
right?
I thought isn't it $39.99?
I mean, that's still not an indie price. That's a. I feel like I've got a good thing here. I don't know.
Okay. I see. I thought that was like the new indie price. I don't know. Listen, I don't be knowing. They be moving.
Well, it's not yet. There's different levels of indie price. I think.
True.
I think, our a somewhat independent RPG is not going to cost $20.
What is? There's no price on any. Like even Steam doesn't have a price, so I have no idea how much this game costs.
Oh wow. Okay. We don't know yet.
It's on Game Pass, and that's where it should be. That's my opinion.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, listen, like I said, if you like those type of games that really just kind of give you tools to approach, because the magic system and stuff, I think is really cool, and it has a lot of ways to interact with the environment. Like you have like psyops, you can use your mind to pick up all these different things from the environment. You can pick up enemies. Like I said, you can set stuff on fire and then throw it. Like it has some mix and match stuff. The freedom there is what's a lot of fun. Not versus the little enemies though, because fuck those guys. But the fights with the big bosses is a lot of fun.
This is so funny to me. I did a search for Eternal Strand's price. The first thing that comes up is Xbox Game Pass, $19.99 a month.
Well, so there you go.
Yeah, that's how you
the
get
price
it.
if you have an Xbox.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's $40 is what it says. Somebody on a forum finally found it. I guess it's $39.99. Yeah, I don't feel $39.99 for this game. I'll be honest with you.
$29 I think is cool. I think $39 might be asking a lot, but it's on Game Pass if you're on Xbox, so check it out. Moving on down my long list of stuff. Well, not really. I just have 3 things. The other thing that I played is the Sniper Elite Resistance. With the what?
Resistance.
Oh, yes, because it is in France. You are in France.
Man, did the soldiers holler like that? They were like, "Oh, there is the sniper."
They do not. They do not. Now, the little people that you talk to, like in your, in the cutscenes around your base, yeah, they definitely sound like that. The French accents are so hard for me. I'm like, bro, I need subtitles. What are you saying? Like, anyway. Listen, oh God, I love these Sniper Elite games. I think who doesn't love killing Nazis? And then this game gives you like a cool, 3D shot of showing the destruction of the bullet as it goes through their, through their body.
Like, what are we on? Like 6 of these now? So like,
this is okay. So this isn't the numbered one. This 5 was the last one. This is like okay. Well, I'm about to get to that. Hold on. So what I'm saying is, I love these games, but if you played Sniper Elite 5, this is the same fucking game. Like the menu systems are the same, right? Just just a different map. You're in
to be fair, they're all that. So
get to a point, but like I don't know. I was thinking about this, like really, I was like, well, I mean, what's a sequel if not just the same thing as the first one, just more? I don't know. This one just it should not have been a full price sequel. It could have just been DLC. It could have just been an expansion. There's nothing that this brings that I feel like, oh, yep, this is, a whole new game. Cause like this character, Harry he was in Sniper Elite 5, actually. He's been in, I think all of them since Sniper Elite 2 that you've seen him, but this is obviously the first time that he's like had a starring role. And while the story is fine, like it, telling, what, it's telling what he was doing during the events of Sniper Elite 5, which is, all well and good. I don't understand why it needed to be a full game. It could have just been some DLC.
I went to check the price. Yeah, it's $50.
It's $50. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but you know what else?
Been DLC.
What's up? It's on Game Pass.
It is also on Game Pass. Yeah, because fucking somehow everything I reviewed is up on Game Pass. But yeah, it is on Game Pass, and as such, yep, you should play it. If you like the Sniper Elite games, this is another great one in the series, and I think I scored it as such. For me, I really don't. That's fucking crazy that they charge you $50.
By the
and
time
this,
it leaves
this is
Game Pass,
dead-ass
it'll
a
be
DLC.
like 20. So it's fine.
Well, yeah, right. It just, I don't, well, and let me go back. So they did add some new stuff. So there is a propaganda mode, which basically it gives the players like timed objectives to go through and targets that have to be taken out in different maps. And as you go through the story mode, you'll find these propaganda posters that you'll pull down, and that's what kind of tweaks and unlocks levels and stuff for that mode. But then everything else is this. Oh, they added a new grenade type. There's a new grenade, but everything else is the same. It still has the co-op. You can play through it co-op. It has the multiplayer. It has the survival. It has the Axis invasion, which is kind of cool. So while you're playing the single player, I didn't experience this because nobody else is playing it yet, obviously. But while you're playing the single player, someone can jump in your game as a German sniper and essentially the same skill sets as you, and then their job is just obviously to take you out. So that's kind of cool. It kind of turns into I can't think of that game with the black people that I reviewed. Fuck! I can't think of it. It was super cool. Oh, I love the game too. Arcane made it.
You're talking about Deathloop.
Oh, you're talking about Deathloop. Yeah.
Deathloop. Yes. It ends up being like Deathloop. So like, she jumps in, like the multiplayer component of that. Like she would jump in your match and then be hunting.
I mean, they had
the
Sniper Elites had that for a while.
Absolutely right. That's kind of my point. I mean, I don't know why I was breaking it down like that, but that's kind of my point. This game is pretty much, it could have been DLC.
I kind of know what I expect with a Sniper Elite game. Like when I play it, I'm like, this is going to be that. It's kind of been that since the first one, and like, these first two games we talk about are exactly the reason why I don't get when people are like, Game Pass is bad for the industry. I'm like, man, it's good for me though.
I think we'll probably get to this in the news because I saw stuff online and I'm I don't understand why y'all complaining about this. Why do you care from such a high perspective when you ain't got no money on the line?
I love the consumer. Fact that people are like, well, I like to buy my games. Like, you do know you can still buy those games, right?
Right. Yeah. Like, dude is like, well, somebody need to ask Phil, well, what use is it for me to buy an Xbox? Nigga, why? If you don't want to buy one, don't fucking buy one. All he said is he putting the games on other places. You don't want to buy Xbox? Don't buy Xbox. Play it on PlayStation. Like,
if you want to pay $70 for a game I get for a monthly subscription, you go ahead. Like, you could still buy, like, Blu-rays and they own Netflix.
Exactly. But don't nobody be on there about that. And see, that's the other thing I be bringing up all the time. All this shit is on video games, but don't nobody be on here about fucking phones with Apple and Samsung. Well, they kind of do that, but not to the level of video games. They don't be on there with the movies. Like, all this shit, you can go buy it. Why you need to? Anyway, all right. Yeah, the Game Pass is excellent for these two games. And if you enjoyed Sniper Elite 5 or really any of them, you should check this one out. This one is it is good.
If you got Game Pass, if you're one of those dudes, it's not like I only play on PlayStation, I only pay $70.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for you.
Right. If you want to pay full price for a game that I'm telling you, it should have been DLC. You go ahead.
They ain't buying no games. They full of shit. They sure as shit ain't playing them.
No, they too busy typing on Twix, whatever the fuck it's called, Nazi headquarters. Anyways, Orcs Must Die, Death Trap.
Nazi headquarters.
So that's a funny segue too. Anyway, so listen, this is another entry in a long, well, not too long. I think it's only been 3 of them. But it's a storied franchise.
Is it?
Yeah, this is what. Yeah, there's 3 of them. There might have been some offshoots, but I know I played 1, 2, and 3.
Storied is it's kind of reserved for
No. Okay, yeah, you're right. That's a wrong word. That's a wrong word.
Like, it's been around the block.
Long-running franchise.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
This is just okay. I mean, again, if you played any of these, just like the Sniper Elite ones, you know what to expect. They are like tower defense games. So, you'll set up traps to destroy orcs, which will come, in various waves, down a similar path, and the game tells you, like, you'll get a little like holographic outlay of telling you where they're coming from and the line that they're going to run, which helps you. The higher difficulties, you don't necessarily have that. So you just kind of have to play it by ear. But I mean, you can, you put down your traps and then let it rip. Like there's really just not much to this. And even though there's not much to it, I don't know, it just still feels bare bones for some reason. The third one for me, I felt like it had a story, there was, you could create your own character. It had co-op. This one has co-op, which I think it has 4-player, which I haven't got to try yet because of course it's not out. But it kind of turns it into a hero shooter. So instead of you creating your own battle mage, you get a selection of, was it 5 or 6 of them that you can choose from? And they're a motley crew, like you would expect from any hero shooter. There's, different varieties and races and sexes and all kinds of whatever. They have different abilities. Some of them throw ice, some of them, electric, some of them buff traps. Actually, I think they are broken up in like a tank damage kind of healer kind of thing, because some of them have more support spells. But that's really it. Like you will choose your battle mage and you'll go into a level. They kind of made this one more roguelite. So as you finish each level, you'll get buffs that will, give 10% damage to traps or something like that, when you die, you'll lose all that and you'll have to, get it all on the next run. But yeah, it just kind of, I don't know. I liked the third one. This one just feels like a step back. It just kind of feels like we just kind of capitalizing on the whole kind of hero shooter roguelike kind of thing, because that really was never what Orcs Must Die was. Like, I like just the tower defense of it, just kind of setting up with the crazy amount of traps that you have and different stuff of trying to take out the different waves. This is just, it's too much. Like, even the buttons, on the controller is too much, because you have, your different powers and you have an ultimate because, in hero shooters, that's what you have. And so, yeah, but guess what? It's also on Game Pass. So you can,
Game
check that
Pass
out
be killing
if you
it.
like it for yourself.
2025, man.
All the bangers.
Well,
all the bangers.
All the games. I don't know if I'd call any of them a banger.
Well, I was just being facetious for real. But so that's the stuff that I, that's embargoed. So I'm playing other stuff for review. I am playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC. And if I had played that game last year, it came out last year? It came out last year. That would have been my game of the year.
I told you that game was so fucking good.
I am so early in it. Like, I think I'm maybe 5 hours.
Dude, you ain't nothing. Ain't nothing.
I know. I told you, I haven't even scratched the surface. It's so good. The music, the combat. I like how, I guess I can think it automatically like set up pairs for like teams, so you can like just with a couple presses of buttons I can switch out my characters. And I like when you're fighting, I didn't even realize this, but this is always like when I used to imagine Final Fantasy games after I played 7, because when you run around, everybody would like run inside of Cloud. And it's like, and then he would be the only one you would see on screen.
Yeah,
so
all
when they
running
started
together.
doing yeah, like this one, everybody's running together. But when you're fighting, like, because I didn't have Barrett in my party, he's on the outside fucking shooting. So he's not in the party, but they're still out there helping. I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Like, this game is so good. Like, I am so excited to dig deeper into it. I did not like the first one. It was boring. I didn't even finish the first one.
The first one is padded as fuck. It's such a weird way for them to do that first one.
It is. I had to, like I told you, I had to watch the story so far because the cutscene, because I figured, I beat 7 multiple times. I'm an old man. 7's a great game. So I figured I can fill in, the gaps. I'll be fine going into this. But then like stuff happened and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. The ending of the first remake game is like, oh no, he's gonna Kingdom Hearts this shit. What the fuck is
Yeah,
going on?
man. Listen, I was like, nope. I had to cut it off. I was like, nope. I gotta watch the story so far because I don't understand. Wow. Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to digging back. And I know you talked about this too. I enjoy Queen's Blood. I like that card game.
Yeah, it's the only part of
not
that game I
bad.
didn't like. I really hated that.
It took me some time to figure it out and really get what it is, but like it's not bad. I don't understand how you get better cards. Like
You
you
gotta
can't just buy
do
them.
quests. You gotta do quests around the world. Each town has a vendor and people you can play with that you can earn cards for.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. Because yeah, I've just unlocked the first town that you start. Like it opened back up. That's where I am. So like I got my that's not a spoiler. I got my bird, which I love that. And that's literally where I am. Like this,
Dude, there's
so
a section of that game, Cosmo Canyon, that is just like 100% fucking chocobo shit. It's like all like races and like obstacle courses and like
awesome.
almost every town has a farm that you can like yeah.
Can you breed them and stuff and
Yeah.
get like the colored ones like
Yeah.
you could? Oh, sweet. Yep.
Yeah, that's all
Oh,
in
my
there.
God.
That, if you want to do that, that is all there. There's one area that is just straight like a fucking amusement park. It's so good. Such a good game.
Awesome. Yeah. I like I said, I liked 7. So I'm, and I didn't like the first game. I'm happy that they course corrected. This is, man, and the way this one opened, that was even that I was like, damn, this is okay. Wow. All right.
Yep. This
Um,
game is it was number 2 on my list last year just because Astrobot is just so fucking good. But
I got you. Yeah, it definitely would have been on my list. Also playing Freedom Wars Remastered. This is okay. I think this came out on PSP, which would make sense why I never played it, or one of the handhelds, because I know I had bought those, but because I have large hands, I never kept them too long because it hurt after too long. My hands fucking cramped in playing them. But I kind of want them to bring Freedom Wars back, like in a new game. It plays like Monster Hunter, but it has this weird like sci-fi esque approach. Like you're a prisoner in this awful world with like a 2 million year sentence, and you have to go out on missions and basically go up to the surface and find resources or save civilians and stuff, and then bring it back to your panopticon and then like basically give it to them, and they'll take time off of your sentence. But so the creatures are big like in Monster Hunter and stuff, but the mobility and stuff, and this is so cool. You get like this thorn, which you can attach to creatures' limbs, and you can do like jump attacks and different like bounce attacks off of those, or you can like you zoom toward them and cling to the creature like you're hanging off of them, and you can sever off their parts. So like you can cut off arms and legs and stuff, which in turn you can use that and go back to your base, and obviously you build new weapons and stuff. Hence the Monster Hunter type loop. But it's really interesting. I'm not too terribly far into it, but definitely like the combat and stuff is cool. It has a multiplayer portion. I haven't got to mess with that yet, but I can totally see how a lot of these missions would be pretty dope with actual players. But yeah, I don't know. Have you ever played that? I don't know if that.
I played it one.
I
think they did a PS4 port of it at one point, and I think I played that.
Okay.
Monster Hunter stuff's not my jam, so I didn't really get into it.
Gotcha. And it very clearly you can tell that that's what it is. Like they're trying their approach to Monster Hunter, because I think this is Bandai.
Yeah, it is.
But okay, yeah, I 100% wouldn't mind if they put out a new one of this, like with new tech and stuff, because this is actually a lot of fun. And
Bandai
I think it's unique.
Namco's done a couple Monster Hunter things. Because didn't they do Tukiden? Didn't they do that?
Yeah, that was that
too.
Yeah, they made 2 of those.
That one.
Yeah, that's probably the most I got into a Monster Hunter game, but yeah.
Gotcha. See, I never played that one. That one sounds dope. That's like the Ninja Gaiden type one, right?
Kinda, yeah. It's got a little bit more like Devil May Cry Ninja Gaiden style combat to it, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But yeah, so I'll have, be look out for that review on Freedom Wars. Let's see, what else am I playing? I think that might be it.
No, there's one more game that we just need to talk about how bad it is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I played Star Wars Jedi Power with the
That
Jedi
game was
Power
bad.
Battles.
The Jedi Power Battles was bad when it came out, and like, there's only so much you can do to a
Bruh.
remaster, and that game is just ugh.
It's so fucking. I finished the first level because, like, I got so far through it, and I was like, you know what? Nah, fuck this. I'm not gonna turn it off. I'm gonna finish this level. Oh my god, you get stun locked by. I can't believe that this is the shit that we were playing back then, and was like, oh, this is great. Because for whatever reason, I remember liking this game.
I
don't
remember
remember
liking
it being
it too. So
It's so bad.
Yeah,
It's so bad. Like,
Ryan, it's so fucking bad.
I believe it. I tend to not put much trust in my own nostalgia anymore.
I'm going to have to stop because I was like, yeah, me and my brother played through it, and I remember we had a good time. And
Yeah.
oh my god, stun locked because everything hits you. Combos just don't exist. Like, it's like, oh, you can use some force powers. I don't know how to use force powers. You got to block. There's a roll. Bro, oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. The character models, like running around as Mace Windu with this pasted on face. He just looks so crazy. I'm gonna take a picture of it so y'all can see it. Like, and then little intro screen. Like, I put that in the in the chat. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not Samuel L. Jackson.
this game is so bad. Like, man, I revisited that Obi-Wan game that was on the original Xbox, and like,
Yeah.
I thought that was
remember
bad. But
I enjoyed that game too back in the day. So
I
did
enjoyed
too.
it back in the day too, and I will tell you, it's like 100 times better than this piece of shit. Holy mother
Yeah.
of God!
so many Star Wars games back then.
Episode
Yup,
1, dude, like so many games.
Yeah.
And that's what, when I was playing it, I was like, man, they really just kind of didn't give a fuck about us back then. Like, they just threw these Star Wars games out because this is
Dude, I'm
ass.
still
Like,
waiting on fucking a remaster of Super Bombard Racing.
oh Lord. Asper needs to stop. They can stop remastering these
Aspire.
games now because Aspire, Asper, I don't give a fuck. Listen, I'm gonna mess up their name because they messing up my memories.
No,
How about that?
so here's the thing. Aspire needs to stop sometimes. That Tomb Raider is excellent. That Legacy of Kain is excellent.
Oh, was that them?
Yeah.
So what, they just fuck up the Star Wars with then?
I mean, the Star Wars games were bad anyway. Like, you can't polish a turd. Like,
they're like, well, we did the best we could.
they're also doing the new Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6. So, like, yeah, I think they do what they can with what they have. But, like, sometimes you just can't make a bad game good.
Those Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 aren't good either. So
No, they're not good games, but I'm very interested to see what they do with Angel of Darkness. Like,
Yeah, me too. Is that the PS2 one?
Yeah.
I think that's the one. Yeah,
The
that's
one
the
that's
one that
broken?
killed. I was done. Yep. I remember I played that.
I
and I
need
was
to
like,
I
nah.
need to know what they've done to that game.
It will be interesting to see if it works. That definitely.
They said they've added
I
the
do
content
not
that
have
was cut.
confidence.
This has content. The Star Wars, the Jedi Power Battles, like, so I guess the character, and I didn't remember this, but I guess characters that you had to play through the game to unlock, they mercifully just gave them to you at the beginning of the game because they knew
Because they know you're never
going
going to finish the game.
Yeah. And I think all the levels are open. Like, you can go straight to the last level if you want, because they were like, no one's going to play this like that.
I don't want.
Give them. I finished the first level. I'm not going to play. Listen, it's
Is this on?
so
is this
bad.
on Game Pass or anything?
No.
Okay.
It's
$20.
It's
They're gonna save your
$20,
money.
which is
I'm
way too much.
half tempted to. If it was on Game Pass, I'd say I'd be half tempted to play it just so I can, what do you call it? Re-experience them.
There are
Reset
other
my
ways.
nostalgia.
You should
but-
have it somewhere. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, because but yeah, I think I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure that's it. I mean, other stuff I'm sure will probably come up as y'all are talking. Oh, I played Marvel Rivals, of course, because I played Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Yeah, I was surprised that neither of you guys had talked about that yet.
I haven't talked about my games yet.
Well, yeah, it's true, I guess.
He ain't got to him yet. I'm sorry. I had the stuff that I was hitting on embargo, but I did play that. I finished the first 2 levels.
Boy, that game will teach you that like you were a different beast when those games came out.
Man, that is facts.
Because I'm getting my ass whooped, son.
Struggled on that first boss.
You know what's funny is my son was playing it.
He beat
and
it.
I asked him how he was liking it, and he's like, "I finished the first level." He's like, "It seems fun, but it seems a little too easy."
God, these fucking kids. Man, listen, I got my ass beat by that first boss, and it's because like running through it, because I have played that game so many times on Xbox. I was like, "Yep, I know what to expect here. I know what to expect here." Yep, and I knew how to fight that boss, but I swear to God, my timing with stuff is just off. I'm an old man now. I'm an old man,
yeah.
But I will say this: so this is the. This is
Sigma.
not.
It's Sigma.
It's Sigma. Yeah, it definitely it is Sigma that they added the dismemberment in the blood to, which is not an awful thing.
Sigma 2 is better than Sigma 1, but the Sigma games are not my favorite Ninja Gaidens.
Same. And it,
so
I
don't really. So all my Ninja Gaiden nostalgia is for the NES games. I played the first game and bounced off of it, like completely bounced off of it. So explain to me, and probably for some other people who may have the same experience as me, what's the difference between Sigma and the regular Ninja Gaiden?
Well, and Ken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So my understanding is the Sigma versions were first and foremost easier.
Yes, they were much easier
than the original ones, because I think Itagaki had left at that time, and this was like
Itagaki only worked on 1 and 2. And
right.
The first one is balls hard, and the black version, which is the one that has the reputation, is even harder than the original Ninja Gaiden. So when you put black in the title, you kind of expect it to be harder. Right. They put less enemies. They change like the layouts of the stages. They give you more checkpoints. They had difficulty sliders.
There's more health items. Sigma just made it more approachable.
Yeah.
So Sigma was essentially what people want Demon Souls in them to do, like make a version that's approachable for people or whatever. That's what it did. It gave you choice. And that's why I think that you probably can play this one, because it even has like a hero mode that it helps with the deflecting and stuff like that. So it will make it easier for you to just enjoy fucking being Ryu Hayabusa and slicing shit up without having to be perfect on your timing.
It's still hard though on hero mode.
It is still hard, but I think you'll be fine because you've played those other games, and you said your issue was the timing thing. Well, this should eliminate that for you, hopefully.
Yeah, and I obviously I've played a lot more difficult, games similar to the original Ninja Gaiden since 20 years ago when I tried to play it the first time. So I may go back. I saw that Ninja Gaiden Black, I think, is $5 on Xbox right now.
Yes, it is, and it's very hard. That game is not going to hold your hand.
No.
Okay.
Like, I don't know that I could beat Black now. I could beat it back then, but
I assume the second game is a direct sequel, right?
Yes, the first 2 games were Itagaki's games. Razor's Edge is trash. Razor's Edge is trash.
That one was trash.
It's not. People say that
it's trash.
Does. They change so much stuff from what Itagaki put out for Ryu. Like, one, he talks a whole lot.
I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about the gameplay.
Well, no, I'm just kind of what I know people's overall complaints are, because I know people complain about him talking so much. It has a real story, which I appreciated. 1 and 2 have a story, but it's very weird.
It's very anime bullshit.
Yeah. This has like a real kind of story. And they tried something different with how Ryu cuts off limbs and stuff. So rather than, because especially in 2, once you get the Kuriyama, the bladed like nunchucks. Fucking, it's body parts everywhere. At least in Ninja Gaiden 2. Probably not Black 2 because it's the Sigma version, but like you would cut off everything in that game, and it was glorious.
No, they cut off limbs in Sigma Black too.
Well, no, you can, yes, but it's a lot less than. It's less gory, I think, than what the. Well, no, I don't think it's that. I think it's because they lessen the amount of enemies. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's just not as much. There's not as like the volume is lower because there's definitely less enemies. Like it was straight up to me that big hallway that you hit in the Sky Tower.
Yep.
Like there's like 5 enemies there. I was like, dude, there was like 12 here in the original.
Yep.
Like, shit.
Yep. I was like, damn, what the hell? What? Somebody hit the alarm? Everybody left.
Yeah, like there's like no enemies there.
Yeah, it's if you play Ninja Gaiden 2 and then you play this one, I think a lot of people are noticing that they're like, man, there's some differences. Because I told y'all, like, the second level, it's fucking nighttime in the original one. Well, in this one, it's day. And I'm like, what? They changed the whole, okay. Like, it's, yeah, whatever. It's still a good game. And you definitely, you should check it out. Like, but it is definitely of its day, of its era?
Yes.
I don't know.
See, Ninja Gaiden is a different kind of hard than something like a Souls game. A Souls game is hard because of, like losing your progress and like the combat is very methodical. Ninja Gaiden is like your brain better be firing at 1,000 beats a minute. Otherwise, you just, like, the normal ninja enemy is going to kill you.
Yep. Because there's just so much stuff.
And it's not like other games where, like, if you're attacking an enemy, the other ones leave you alone. Oh, hell no.
Oh, no. Like, you will get interrupted like they fucking jump you. Oh, and then the ones that grab you, and then, like, you have to quickly, I can't remember, wiggle the stick or press something to get them off because they'll, like, explode or stab you in the
ones
chest
you cut off their legs and they grab you by your feet and then they explode.
Yep.
Like, this game is, and the bosses in this game are fucking hard.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. This is the one that I took because, and I don't know if this is going to do it like this. I'm curious to see how this changes it. But in the original one, you would have to fight Dark Priest Dagradai, who was the boss you had to fight before the final boss, and there was no intermission. As soon as you beat Dagradai, you in that last fight. So if you didn't have no health, if you didn't, like, save your shit, like, you fucked for that boss fight. It took me 4 months before I could beat this game because I was fucking stuck at Dagradai. Like, that oh my God.
Yeah, those first two games.
To see how they change it.
Those first 2 games are some of the hardest games I've ever beaten. It's the only time I threw my controller was
Same!
The Alma fight in Ninja Gaiden Black.
I remember that.
Jesus Christ.
That was always my, like, claim to fame when people were like, well, Demon Souls. I was like, nigga, look, bitch, I beat Alma on Ninja Gaiden Black. All right. So I know about some hard shit.
I think the funniest thing, like, I ran into a situation like you where it took me months. In the first Ninja Gaiden, there is or maybe it's Ninja Gaiden 2, there's a fight with, like, this big Tyrannosaurus looking thing in, like, this lava pit.
Oh, God.
And
yep.
I had saved the game with, like, a 3rd health and no healing items.
Ooh.
And I had to figure out how to beat that thing. It took me like 100 tries, but I finally did beat it.
Damn! You the man.
Like, that shit sucked. I remember when I beat it, I was like, I feel like turning this game off.
Listen, that is when I finally beat 2. I just set the controller down and step back. I don't even watch the last cutscene. I was like, oh my God.
Dude, the part in
quest is complete.
The part in 2 where you're going down the street and those guys are firing rocket launchers at you and there's nothing you can do.
Yep.
That game is so hard.
But it's fun.
It's very fun. Like, when you slice dudes' heads off, it's so good.
That Azuna drop, love that move.
Yeah.
And they give it's like level 1 on all the weapons in this too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I picked up I was like, yes! Wait! Like, I love that move. Okay. That's all I played. I'm sorry. I talked a lot, y'all. My bad.
All right, Wombat. Well, I think Wombat said he didn't play anything, so we might.
I mean, the only things I've played, we've talked to death. So I won't spend a whole lot of time beating him to death. I played a decent amount more Stardew Valley. I'm super back into that game, but I'm pretty close to completing the community center. So
nice.
My drive to keep playing it may die off after that. But I've I've set my farm up almost like a vineyard. So the priority is very much creating wine, and then I've got the cellar now, so I can age it in the basement.
Did you unlock the
Um,
other island?
Not yet, no.
Hmm.
So I'm going to experience some of that content as well. So I guess you're right. There's more stuff for me to do after I complete the community center because I forgot about Ginger Island and all of that stuff and the Skull Caverns and all that. So
Yeah.
Ken's from Ginger Island.
I am from Ginger Island. You don't even
I was
know.
just about to say that. Like he giggling because he's like, home.
We grow the best potatoes here.
I can say that because I've got red in my hair too. Although most of my red has been replaced by gray. So
I don't think
Wow.
I don't think you have to worry about offending the gingers. Just saying.
So yeah, I've been playing a decent amount of that. It is, I will say, so I played all of the Stardew that I had ever played until about a month ago was on the mobile version. Um, and I got to tell you, the Steam or the PC version, way better. So much better than the mobile version. And the mobile version is feature complete now. But just the controls are so much better. So much better. So and it plays obviously perfectly on the deck. It's the perfect Steam Deck game. So that's it's been getting a real workout from me. Because yeah, it's an easy game to get addicted to. And when I'm done with it, it's gonna make me want to go to back to Traveler's Rest as well and play some more of that because I haven't played that in a while, and that game is also an addictive, cozy game. So yeah, I played a lot of Stardew and plan to continue doing that. I've mentioned before, how impressed I am that they continue pumping out content for that game. So it's well worth it if you've never checked it out. And then obviously I've played a lot more Dragon Age: The Veilguard, trying to finish that game off. I shouldn't say trying to finish that game off. Because we all know I don't do things quickly. I think I don't know, 62 hours or so into that game, and I still have I think a decent amount of stuff left to do. So I'm not going to talk forever about Dragon Age because man, we have beat the shit out of it. But I do want to say that I think I figured out why it has such why it was on mine and Terrence's and Drew's Game of the Year lists, despite all of us thinking the game has some pretty serious flaws, because there are a lot of games that all of us end up playing that have, parts of them that are good and parts of them that are bad. This game has parts of them that are excellent. Like there are parts of this game that are really, really, really good.
Yeah.
And it makes it all the more disappointing that there are so many parts that are sort of bad to mediocre, but there's some really epic stuff that happens in the back half of this game. But man, the pacing is just completely busted. The game is just not paced well. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. If you are super sensitive to spoilers, you may want to turn the volume down for 30 seconds. But there are too many parts of this game where it's like a whole lot of big bangs and booms and exciting stuff happens, and then it just all comes to a screeching halt. And the first time you do that, it makes sense. But then the second time and the third time, it's like, okay, it's enough. Just put me on a path that builds to a climax. Or let me do all the side shit and pretend that the big bad story isn't out there for a little while. Don't keep hitting the gas and hitting the brakes and hitting the gas and hitting the brakes and hitting the gas and hitting the brakes. All right, that's the limit of my somewhat spoilerific conversation. But the companion quests, especially late in the game, get really, really good, and there's some cool stuff going on with each one of the companions in this game. So, it's funny how quickly I alternate back and forth between, man, this game is awesome, to what the fuck are they doing here?
I feel you.
But I did just get another piece of unique armor. It's heavy armor, so I'll never wear it, which is good because it increases your defense by a decent amount, and makes all your abilities do 0 damage. So what the fuck? Why would I ever wear that? And once again, it's just an example of how completely fucked the unique loot in this game is. Just completely fucked. So yeah, if you're planning to do a whole bunch of stuff, like if you're not the type of person who's a completionist who does stuff just because it's there, if you're the type of person that only does side quests and stuff so they can get better loot, I'm going to tell you, the best loot you're going to find is the shit that's in the regular treasure chests that continually sort of increases in power over time. The shit that you get at the end of unique quests is not great. Most of it you're not even going to want to use by the end game, because you will have, the way the loot works in the game is you'll find a thing of armor, right? And I don't remember what any of it's called, so let me just say like Veil Jumper's light armor. And what happens is you'll find that same armor set multiple times throughout the game, or you can buy that same armor set multiple times throughout the game from vendors. And so what happens is every time you buy it, it increases in quality. So it goes from common to, rare to whatever, all the way up to legendary.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also upgrade that armor. So you add the pluses, right? So it'll be Veil Jumper armor that's legendary plus 10, right? Because you've upgraded it 10 times. And the quality of it is what determines the special effects that the armor unlocks. And the pluses give you better stats on the armor, right? By the end of the game, you will have found some of these armor sets so many times that you'll get them to legendary, and they'll be like, legendary plus 12, plus 13. It's going to be way better than the unique loot that you find. So yeah, I don't know. The loot system in this game is kind of fucked. But anyway, I promised I wouldn't spend a whole bunch of time on Veil Garden, and did anyway. So I'm done. I did not play any of the other big cool stuff. I didn't play Ninja Gaiden because I never finished the first one, and I'm weird about starting games in the middle of the story. Maybe I'll end up trying that at some point, but
you know what?
Super weird about jumping into the middle of a story.
This one's not. It's not like that. So when he says with like direct continuation, it doesn't have like a story that's flowing from the first one to the second one. The first one has its own story. The second one has its own story.
Okay, maybe
there's some carryover characters, yeah, but it's like a self-contained thing. You don't have to have played the original one to know.
Yeah,
really,
you gotta know all about the origins of Joe Hayabusa.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you learn
Joe.
some of that stuff in the NES game.
You do.
Oh, yeah.
Some origin of the Hayabusa clan and all that.
I just loved his dad's name is Joe.
Me too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, Joe. I named my son Ryu.
The original games have some interesting story beats that are strangely told. The original NES games, but I like him as a character. So, you got all sorts of goofy shit with the CIA and brainwashing demons and
That's in these
dragon
games
Okay,
too.
swords
that's it.
and demon
That's it. This one.
swords and
Yeah,
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 they bring that back.
Yeah,
So you already know. You're good.
clones and all sorts of shit.
yeah, that's the same shit. Anime shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you good.
But yeah, I love those NES games, especially the second one. So, all right, that's enough.
All right, I'm gonna fly through this stuff. My review of Tales of Grace's F Remastered is up on the site. You can read it. It's another Tales remaster. Those are good games. Like, what can we say? You like those RPGs? You should probably play it. Oh, Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm still working my way through that game. That game is very good if you like Dynasty Warriors, so I think Wombat and Terrence, you will love this game. Like it's
Looking forward
Yeah,
to
I
it.
need to get that.
it's
Me
very
too.
back to old school Dynasty Warriors. So
Hell yeah.
what else did I play? I played a lot of stuff, but I don't want to go through like all of it. I can't talk about those two. I did play that Stellar Blade Temu game. It's just called Disorder. In fact, if you look it up online, it's called Disorder for Xbox.
Oh wow.
It's bad. It's don't play that game. It's very bad.
It looked bad. Yeah, it looked bad.
I've been trying to get something to catch that I want to play. So like I reinstalled a bunch of old shit. I reinstalled Cyberpunk because I never finished the DLC. I gave Star Wars Outlaws a 6th try and deleted it immediately. And I started so I was like, you know what? I really want to play through Mass Effect 2. Like I love Mass Effect 2. Let me replay this game. So I spent like 20 minutes going through the comic because I didn't finish the first game in the Legendary Edition, whatever. It created my character. They look good in the character creator. Get into the first cutscene, they look like a fucking weirdo alien. I'm like, this game, god damn it. Like the conversation between your character, between Shepard and Jacob, like Jacob looks like so good, and then you look at my character, they're like, the fuck is this alien fish looking thing?
What the fuck happened to this guy?
Like how did you look good in the character creator, then when I get in the game, you look like shit?
That's why I appreciate character creators now that give you different like lighting options and stuff like
Yes.
that to see what your character looks like.
Oh. I got so mad because I was like, oh man, that intro to Mass Effect 2 is unmatched. Like, I forgot how good it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, I get to the part where you wake up and you're fighting alongside Jacob. I'm like, my character looks stupid. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make another fucking character. God damn it. I played a little bit of that Donkey Kong HD version, which like just came out. Like Nintendo's like, yeah, whatever, we'll drop this. Who cares? It's Donkey Kong.
It's fucking Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
What do you
Donkey
want?
Kong.
Nintendo doesn't have the same reverence for Donkey Kong that they have for some of their other franchises. I feel like a lot of times Donkey Kong stuff is just like, yeah, well, here you go. Here's some Donkey
Right.
Kong. He plays drums in this one. Fuck around with it.
It also doesn't help that like they're literally just dropping like, well, here's the shit that we weren't really going to release on the Switch, but fuck it, here's some games we had ready because we delayed the Switch too. So, what else did I try? I tried to get back into Space Marine 2. I was like, man, this game really needs shorter levels.
Spice Marine.
Yeah, those levels are long.
Those levels are long, man. Oh my god.
So that's next. That's next on my list of.
Hell yeah.
shit that I
It's a
gotta
good
play 'cause
game.
I
It
own
just,
it and
I was just gonna say, it just feels like it really wants you to play with other people.
Yep.
fair enough.
Yeah.
And I checked out Conan on Mortal Kombat 1. He's not my style, but boy, his fatalities are fun.
I think you mean Conan.
No, it's
I was
Conan.
like, wait, Conan?
Conan is the late night host.
comedian? Right, the ginger? He's in Mortal Kombat?
He's in Death Stranding. Why not?
He is in Death Stranding, you're right, yeah.
No, Conan is fun. His fatalities are really cool. Like the guy doing the Arnold impersonation is actually not terrible.
Oh, they didn't get actual Arnold?
Oh God, no! No way, no way.
What's
Did
his
they
style?
not for the Terminator?
No, it was the same
Actually, yeah, I
guy.
thought that was him.
No, that's
Oh,
the same
wow.
guy doing the impersonation. Yeah. His
Okay.
style is very like brute.
He his owner. Oh,
Yeah, like he's very like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to compare him to like he's very much like the sword dude in Killer Instinct. Like he keeps you at a distance.
got you.
Definitely no jump kicks,
I got you.
but his fatality
Yeah,
is
that's
rad.
not my style.
His fatality's rad. I will say that. And
I'll
then I
look
guess
it
they
up.
added like a new reptile style character in the game that people are trying to figure out how to unlock, which is kind of cool.
Is that the
Oh, like
pink
a
one?
new secret ninja?
Yeah, his name is Floyd, and he's pink. So
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, they got a Dan character now, huh?
yeah, when you beat him, you get a new stage, which is really cool if you haven't seen it.
Huh.
But yeah, it looks cool. I hope they're going to do some more. I really want to see how the T1000 turns out. So
Continuing the history of musical references in Mortal Kombat
yeah,
after Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Yeah. I mean, those you can't deny those games are quality, but man, Mortal Kombat 1 just feels just off. It just does.
One of these days, when it's super cheap, I'm gonna buy it.
It's on sale
And,
right now, but I don't remember how cheap it got. So.
It's gonna have to get super cheap. Like the ultimate, like I got the ultimate edition of Mortal Kombat 11 in a humble bundle on Steam. So I'll wait and
I mean, it'll definitely
buy
go
this
down
one
because
for
I saw what was it? You can buy Injustice 2 Legendary Edition and Mortal Kombat 11 Legendary Edition on PlayStation for like $10 or something. So it'll happen eventually.
Yep.
And I started playing East 10, the pirate one, the ship pirate one. Like that game is very good. I'm confused.
What's it called?
Monstrum Nox, I think is what it's called.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
I'm still confused by like who designed the controls. Like the attack button is the X button, and like the sprint button is like R1 or some shit. Like it's weird.
What the?
Yeah, it's like
Bruh.
Well, see, the worst part is I tried to like remap the controls because you can do that, but then like I removed like a major control and the game doesn't update, so it was telling me to hit a button that I had switched to attack to do the move, and I was like, well, I switched the controls. Don't you know that I switched the controls?
I hate when some of them, the tutorial stuff actually does take that to effect if you switch the button, but yeah.
Yeah, this one doesn't. It was like, press square to switch characters. I was like, square's my attack now. What are you doing? So I just had to put it back to default. I was like, I'll adjust to it. I like the game. I do. It definitely has a lot of anime bullshit cutscenes where I'm like, I don't really care what y'all are talking about right now. Just let me punch some monster dogs or something. So,
speaking of anime stuff, I'm gonna talk
monster
about
dog.
this next week. I forgot about Sin Duality, that fucking game I'm playing.
The
I can't
waifu
think of the whole
game?
name. Yeah, man, that fucking game. I'm gonna talk about it next week because it's a waifu game. I don't understand, and because I don't care about a waifu, it's not for me. But I have thoughts.
you don't care
We'll
about
do it next week.
the waifu.
Not at all.
All right. Let's do some new releases real quick. There's a lot this week. That's why. A lot of these we talked about. But we'll start off with Wombat's most anticipated game of 2025 so far. We have the newest expansion for Atomic Heart, Enchantment Under the Sea.
Oh, give me a break. Continuing its BioShock Light attempts.
Hey, you keep your crispy critter ass over there, okay?
I forgot he didn't like that.
Yeah, he
That
really
game
hates
sucks.
Atomic Heart. Yes. The Cuisenaire Day 1 Edition, Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. I guess that's a physical copy, because, yeah. Eternal Strands, Orcs Must Die, Death Trap, Sniper Elite Resistance. We've talked about all those games. The Stone of Madness, Robots at Midnight.
Stone of Madness.
Robots at Midnight sounds like something that came out of CES over in the dark corner of the adult section. Here's a cool little thing that's coming out this week that was announced this week, which is the Accolade Sports Collection, which is a bunch of old Accolade Genesis games, I believe. I think Shut Up and Jam is on there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a cool little collection. Here's another cool little game that I think, Wombat, you should pay attention to, is that one that Terrence sent the code over for, the Basureros?
Yeah.
I booted that up on my Steam Deck and played through the first level. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty competent Mega Man, I don't want to say clone, but style game.
It is absolutely a Mega Man style game. It's designed to be played like co-op, but like you can pick which one of the heroes you want, and they all have different abilities. It's pretty cool.
I saw it's coming to Xbox too.
Neat.
Yeah. Gimmick 2, which I'm playing, I can't talk about that yet. Robo Beat and the Zebra Man.
The Zebra Man.
That's what it said.
Right.
It even has an exclamation point. The Zebra Man.
All right.
PlayStation 5. Tales of Iron 2, Whiskers of Winter comes out this week.
The Whiskers
I forgot
of
about
Winter.
that game.
Yeah.
The first one was good. It's a roguelite though, or a Soulsborne. It's that type of game.
But you're a rat.
You're a rat, yeah.
It's
and fucking Geralt does the narration, which is dope.
a rat-born game.
Oh, nice.
Switch. Is there anything coming out for Switch this week? I mean, obviously there's things coming out for Switch, but
Oh, for sure.
I just want to see if there's anything interesting. I'm not going to go through this whole list because Nintendo Switch just gets every hentai waifu 4. There you go. There's your game.
There you go. Yep.
Here's your game.
That's a Nintendo game. Jesus.
That Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero comes out this week. What the fuck? Okay. Yandere Anime Boyfriend, A Day with Your Husbando Sim. And then
What are we doing?
Yandere Anime Girlfriend, The Mean Waifu Sim.
Oh yeah, because I think Yandere is the dude version of waifu, ain't it?
Well,
I know
this one, there's one of each. There's the Yandere
Yeah,
Anime
okay.
Boyfriend and Girlfriend.
Gotcha. Yep. Jesus. What again?
Ooh.
What are we doing?
Maidenless behavior.
No maidens.
Oh, that's it. Let me go over to the news real quick.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of news. We got a lot of news, baby.
All right. That's a weird segue. It's not like we haven't been here for 7 hours. But we'll do the news. And unfortunately, Wombat had to leave 7 hours ago, so he's not here anymore.
Yeah, he had to get his jet. He had to go to an island. See, so yeah, it happens. He's a busy man. He's a busy man.
He is a busy man. Anyway, let's do the news. Fuck the Chiefs. What do we got? Oh, Xbox announced a new controller.
Shocker.
It's red,
Ooh.
transparent.
Didn't they already have a
red.
red one? Oh, okay. I was about to say, didn't they already have a red one?
Of course they did.
Transparent, though. Transparent. Yeah.
New Game Pass games, Lonely Mountain Snow Riders, Gigantic, which is what year is this?
I played it because I remember playing it back in the day, and I played it because it was on Game Pass, and it's the same game.
Wasn't it free to play?
It's not. Like, you got to pay for it. It's like the normal price I think is $20, but it's been on sale here lately where you can get it for like $10. But it's legit, dead ass. It's the same game. It's just running at 60 frames per second and all that jazz now. But it was free to play, and now you charge it. Like, if it died and it was free to play, how the fuck do you think people paying for it is? Whatever. It's on Game Pass though, so you know.
It is on Game Pass alongside Starbound, Eternal Strands, which we talked about, Orcs Must Die, which we talked about, Shady Part of Me. I don't even know what that is.
Me either.
Sniper Elite Resistance, Citizen Sleeper 2, and Far Cry New Dawn. Yeah, that's some hot newness there.
Wow. Yeah.
And if you got Standard, you can now play Flock Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess, which is a game everybody forgot came out, including Capcom.
Yep.
Magical Delicacy Tchia in Case of the Golden Idol. Grant Kirkhope said he has zero hope for a new Banjo-Kazooie game because it would be doomed to fail since diehard fans would hate it regardless of how good it would be.
That's sad.
He ain't wrong.
But true. Yep, he is not. That is absolutely true. That is just sad, though, because, yeah, man.
According to Insider Gaming, rumors that Crash Bandicoot 4, this got me excited. They called it NFL 25. I'm assuming they mean Madden, but I thought it was NFL 2K5. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, and Heroes of the Storm are going to Game Pass. Okay.
Which is just, and I saw you put that on Twix, and I forgot about that they do like give out different stuff for that. But
so you know those little reward things, like if you play a Game Pass game, like Overwatch counts. So like it's in Game Pass, and I'm like, okay.
Huh. Yeah, like
they gave me some skins and an XP boost, but that's all I got.
I mean, that's cool. You know what? And I don't own all the characters on Heroes of the Storm. But then again, I haven't played that game in so long. I'm not going to go back to it.
Did it ever make a dent that like they gave away all the the League of Legends and Valorant characters? I'm assuming it did, but
yeah, that I do play on the mobile, like the League of Legends. What's it called? Wild Rift is what it's called on mobile. And because I have Game Pass, I have all the characters unlocked. Which is nice for so when new ones roll out, I don't have to spend any money. Like I can just, play them. And then I guess in Valorant, yeah, you get all the people in that too.
All right, well, that's cool. And then also Avowed, which review code should be going out for that in the next week or two, I'd assume.
Yeah, because that's soon.
3 weeks away. Yeah. Oh, and finally, Xbox is adding support for 16 terabytes larger than 16 terabyte external storage.
Jesus.
I mean, we always said, like, back in the day, like, who needs more than a terabyte?
Yeah.
So,
that's so fun. I remember that. And I'm sitting there like, man, I could definitely go for like 2 or 3. Hell, maybe even 8, honestly. Like, and we were like, a terabyte is so much.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, now you can get more than 16. Games leaving PlayStation Plus, The Outer Worlds, Tales of Arise, Tales of Zestiria, Tales of Symphonia. You seeing a theme here? Tales of Vesperia, Outriders. Man, I remember that game. Scarlet Nexus and Bulletstorm. I guess they're adding a new speedrun level to Astrobot. Okay. Ted Price is leaving Insomniac Games. He's retiring, and he's being replaced by 3 people, which is crazy.
That is insane. Gee, like what? Oh, okay.
Man was the GOAT. Indeed.
Yeah.
New Super Mario Kart OST is now available on Nintendo Music, and they added some new NSO games. Stop me if you've heard any of these besides Fatal Fury. Fatal Fury 2, Super Ninja Boy, and Sute Hakun.
No, I don't know what those are.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
All right, that's page 1. Let's go to page 2. What do we got here? SNK apparently approached Lizard Cube for Metal Slug HD after they released Wonder Boy, but they said no because they don't like you.
Yep, they would rather have crazy, spin-offs to Metal Slug and.
Well, no, SNK was for it, but Lizard Cube turned it down.
Oh, I thought it was the reverse. Okay.
No, Lizard Cube turned it down, which sucks.
Wonder why. Man, we ain't never getting a new Metal Slug.
No, you're not. You have to play one of those indie impersonators. New company for you to hate. Capcom is now experimenting with new technology, including generative AI, to fight against raising development costs. Final Fantasy producers.
Yeah,
go ahead. I don't like it. like that's a thing for movie and game credits now, where they like, we didn't use AI for this. Like, you want a cookie?
Yeah. Like I've been seeing that in different stuff, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, Jesus. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Final Fantasy producer said that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 will not be next gen exclusive, so you'll be able to play it, on PS5.
Nice.
They're also considering a new game plus for Part 3.
Does 2 not have a new game plus?
I don't remember. I know I think you can just go back into each chapter and play and do stuff, but I don't remember if you're like leveled up.
Got you. Okay.
Pocket Pair has established a new publishing arm called Pocket Pair Publishing. Their first project is a horror game from Surgent Studios, developers of Tales of Kinzera Zao.
I saw that, and I guess this game is not set in the Zao or the Kinsera universe. So
is one
like
game enough
different
for a universe now in this world, in this timeline?
Well, okay. The only reason I'm saying it like that is because they were, I don't know if they still are, but at the time when I had reviewed it, they were supposedly working on another game in the quote unquote universe, as well as he was like pitching like Hollywood like TV shows and movies and stuff, or animation. I think it might have been like he was trying to make it into a universe, I should say.
Okay. Not everything has to be a universe.
It really doesn't, but everybody wants that Marvel bag. Like everybody wants to be, and it's, you know what? It's all their fucking fault, really. Like, because they did the MCU, like everybody thinks that they have to do that to match it. Like, remember the failed, what was it, the Monsterverse? I think we talked about
Yeah, they had
that
one movie.
Mummy movie. Yeah, one movie. Like, oh man.
Welcome to the Monsterverse of one movie.
Yep.
Marvel Snap is back after it was banned with TikTok last Sunday.
Yes, and we're getting a hell of a not rewards, but like a compensation package, which is fantastic.
The world is weird now. EA is shutting down Origin on PC. Players need to switch to the EA app or they will lose their games. I know PC players really hate switching apps.
Which is crazy to me, but yeah, they absolutely hate that.
Like, I don't understand what the big deal is. You close a window, you open another one. Like, I don't.
Exactly. Like, it's not a big deal to me. Like, it's not a big deal.
Elon Musk, reading this news, and shout out to a guy on Blue Sky named Noble who like does all these news wrap up things. He always like sometimes throws in a little comment. So he says, Elon Musk, in parentheses, allegedly offered a woman a horse for an erotic massage. Admits that his Path of Exile 2 account was boosted.
Oh, man. Yeah. This fucking guy.
Fucking loser. A dev from Team Cherry confirmed that Hollow Knight's Silksong is real. Yes, it's real and progressing and will release. They didn't use any words like soon or when,
right.
But
it will release. Y'all ain't never getting that game, man.
It's the Xbox curse. So like when they pick up an indie game where they they get behind it, like it takes like 12 years to come out. Remember Cuphead?
Oh man, that's right. Yeah.
And they got another one that was supposed to be out by now. That like cyberpunk side scroller. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. Replaced.
Yeah.
I think is what it's called. Because I fucking want to play that. Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't out yet.
Nope.
It was announced almost as long ago as the Elder Scrolls 6. No, I'm just kidding. ain't nothing been announced that long ago.
No. Yeah. Jesus.
Oh, what else we got here? Assassin's Creed Shadows previews came out this week. They were not glowing.
No.
Synchronization will not unlock everything on the map. Fast travel is now more risky. What does that mean? Like, you might fast travel into like a fight or something?
Yeah, see, I didn't see any videos that talked specifically about the fast travel, but I saw like a lot of. Okay, let me back up. So I saw one video that was like down on it, and then another one that was all for it. And it's funny because they talked about the same stuff, but the one was down on it, and the other one was like, "Oh, this is fine," because because apparently Yasuke has like little to no stealth mechanics, and he can't do any of the parkour stuff, which is like what fucking Horizon, Jesus, Assassin's Creed, has been known for, that parkour. He can climb a little bit, but apparently you'll get to a point where he's like, "Oh, I can't do this," and you have to switch to the other girl, Naoe or something, I think her name is, to have her climb up to synchronize the tower, and then you can switch back to Yasuke to continue on your stuff. Like, he's straight up, man.
This sounds
that
like
game is a mess.
This sounds like they're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna suck all the fun out of this.
There you go.
And make it like, I can just see him like sitting down at the bottom of the tower with his head in his hands, like, I wish I could climb a tower.
Right? Like, and it's because in the video, the one dude had, I can't remember which one it was I saw, but like, he literally has the voice line like, "Oh, it's too high, I can't reach this." Now he has the abilities. He didn't sound like that. I don't know if he's straight up African, but I mean, yeah, like, so he can't do any of that parkour stuff. And so that's a huge problem to people. Now, if you just want to straight up like fuck up guys, like combat wise, that's what he's there for. Like, he can bust through rooms, like literally, like fucking Jason. Like, if you run, like when he runs, it apparently is so powerful. Like, you literally just bust down walls and doors. Like, he just barges in these, whatever. And I don't know, that game is. It sounds like it's two separate games in one. Like, they were trying to be like Ghost of Tsushima or something like that along those lines, and so they put that kind of character in there, but then they're like, "Oh shit, well, we kind of still have to do Assassin's Creed stuff," so then they put Naoe in there to kind of meet those needs. And as much as we all wanted an Assassin's Creed in Japan, they should probably just be done. But I guess they spent too much money, they gotta release it, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's a skull and bone situation where they can't.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They're just gonna be damned if they do, damned if they don't, because it's not sounding good. And I was excited for it too, even with, because I don't care about the DEI or all that other bullshit the niggas be talking about. I was excited for it, whatever. Like, it was, I like the Assassin's Creed games, and I like Japanese stuff. So, but like, it sounds like a mess. Like, it just sounds like a mess,
which is not good because Ubisoft really needs it to hit.
Man, don't they?
What else we got here? Oh, excuse me. January 30th, the Game History Foundation will make its digital library available to the public, including over 1,500 out-of-print magazines, promo materials, flyers, press kits, and more. That's pretty cool.
It's cool.
Warner Brothers Games chief David Haddad is exiting his role after 12 years. I don't think that was his choice.
It probably no, it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't, but that's for the best.
Yeah, Suicide Squad kind of fucked that whole company up. It's crazy.
Yep.
What do we got here? Really? So Team 17 Group is rebranding itself to Everplay Group. Team 17 still exists as a publisher under Everplay. Okay. And EA missed its Q3 target. They mainly blame EA Sports Football Club 25 and Dragon Age: The Veilguard, which reached 1.5 million players, missing the company's expectations by about 50%.
Oof.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, it's not for everybody. I mean, we've talked it to death. So,
what do we got here? Sonic 4, the movie, has a release date already of March 19th, 2027.
Man.
Netflix is raising its prices again. I guess that's gaming news now because you can play games on it.
Yep.
And I canceled. I was like, I'm done. Like,
yeah, you and a lot of people. I think I saw the prices. Netflix is the one that we didn't have. But yeah, I probably would have canceled too.
I mean,
like, good Lord,
it was like $26 or something after tax right now. So this is going to take it up to almost $30 a month. I'm like, Netflix got some cool stuff, but man, it ain't worth $30 a month.
Nope.
Lego. Speaking of Netflix, Lego One Piece is coming to Netflix. Oh, okay. That's going to get me to resubscribe for sure.
Wait. Lego One Piece?
Mm-hmm.
The anime. So they're redoing the anime in Lego?
I mean, they did live action One Piece. Why not?
Oh,
Or did they? Yeah,
okay.
One Piece was the one they did live action, right?
Yeah, no, they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I watched it with my kids. It wasn't bad. But no, that's okay. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pay them prices. Good luck with that.
Unknown 9 Awakening developer Reflector Entertainment suffered another round of layoffs after future titles of the series got canceled. Yeah, I asked you guys for a review code for that game like 7 times to talk about it, and you never had one. So, just saying, there weren't a lot of reviews of that game. Wasn't a lot of advertising for that game. Those are things you need if you want to sell a game.
For sure.
Oh, what do we got here? Resident Evil 2 Remake on iOS seems to be another flop. The game struggled to pass $100,000 in in-app purchases.
No one's surprised.
No.
Who's trying to play that on their phone?
Like, you can get away with Fortnite and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna make like a big single-player experience on a phone. That just...
No.
Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader sold 1 million copies. Balatro just broke 5 million.
Jesus.
Sonic X Shadow sold over 2 million. And Guilty Gear Strive is now past 3 million, which is kind of crazy. We got some release date here. Party Animals is coming to PlayStation on January 23rd, so it's already out. Ninja 5.0 was announced, which is a remake of an old 3DS game coming February 25th, exclusively not on Xbox.
Jesus Christ.
That's not shocking from that publisher,
I mean,
so.
Listen, anytime it's exclusively not on Xbox, it's not shocking anymore. It's just funny. Like, God dang it.
Yeah, I know we talked about this earlier. At least I think I did. That was like 7 hours ago. Phil Spencer did a bunch of interviews, like a round of interviews with different outlets and stuff, and like nobody asked him, "Hey Phil, how about all them games that don't come to Xbox?" Like that's a question you want to ask. Like there's people out there that want to play Trails or Ys or some of the Nippon Ichi games or some of these little indie like classic remasters and stuff, Final Fantasies,
That's crazy that none of them asked that.
Also, what happened to that Xbox version of Black Myth? It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 roadmap has been... I keep forgetting this game is out in like 2 weeks or something?
Yep. Yeah, it's soon.
I know a lot of people are playing it. While Waiting launches February 5th. I don't know what this is. Grandma No launches on PC this year.
What? What is that?
I have no clue. It says Grandma No. It's got an exclamation point.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, getting an open beta test February 20th through the 24th. 8 fighters for everything. That's cool. I got here Tokyo Extreme Racer. I forgot that launched into early access. Has 14,000 concurrent players, which is pretty big for fucking Tokyo Extreme Racer, I guess.
Yeah.
We had the developer direct this week. South of Midnight got a release date April 8th. Doom the Dark Ages May 15th. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was a shadow drop. Ninja Gaiden 4 launches this fall. And Claire Obscure 33 launches April 24th. All on Game Pass.
Yep, which is awesome.
Yeah, so like watching those games, I'm like, they all look interesting enough for me to download them on Game Pass, but I'm excited for South of Midnight, and obviously Doom and Ninja Gaiden are my jam. I'm a little hesitant on that Claire Obscure Expedition. I don't know how I'll feel about that game.
Yeah, I think that's the only one that because I am, cautiously optimistic for it. Because I like the style, and I like that it looks like it plays like it's a turn-based RPG, but it plays like the the one that was on 360, Lost
Lost Odyssey?
Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
Lost Odyssey?
Yeah.
The 4-disc? Yeah. It looks like so you hit the attack and then you have to like hit something again to do different combos and stuff. But like in this, like you can like extend the attack out to crazy amounts. Like I don't know, it looks cool, but I don't know. It's something about it that I'm just like, I don't know. Like I'm a little worried about. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
like
see.
we were
But it's on
talking.
Game Pass. So.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, so I'll play it. But like I was saying in the Discord chat, I was like, this is giving me like a real Flintlock Siege of Dawn vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm not talking about gameplay wise. I was talking about like just like the quality level. Like I don't know how I feel.
I got you.
But we'll see. It's on Game Pass, so I'll download it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's good though.
What else we got here? Fuga, Melodies of Steel 3. It's coming May 29th. I know a lot of people are into those.
Awesome. Yes, those games are really good.
Angry Video Game Nerd gets an 8-bit game, was announced, coming soon. They're actually making an NES cartridge out of it, too, which is crazy.
That's cool.
Venus Vacation Prism Dead or Alive Extreme has been delayed to March 27th. I didn't even know that was coming out over here.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like the Anthony's gonna be pissed when he listens to this episode. It's like the Gooner game. Like remember they released them on the PSP where like you just take pictures and follow them around and shit.
Oh yeah, I got you. Okay.
Anthony hates it when I use millennial language. I think that's all I got in this wrap up. But let's see if anything happened after that. Because these are always done on Friday. New trademark for Tales of the Abyss. What else we got here? I mean, obviously we can talk about the Phil Spencer interviews. There's a lot of conversation happened, especially after Ninja Gaiden was basically announced for PS5 during the Direct.
Yep.
But I think you just kind of need to accept the fact at this point that probably most games are going to come to PlayStation.
Yep.
So, sorry.
Right. Like that. I mean, that's where I'm at with it. Like it's, that's just going to be the new normal. And it's so fun because that's always everybody's question too when they saw it. So I kind of am happy that they put it up there and they stopped, anybody from being like, I wonder if it's and when it's dropping and all this, that. So
yeah, that kind of controls the conversation when those things are announced. It's like, well, when's coming to PlayStation? It's going to PlayStation. Like, dude, I don't really care. Like, unless you only have a PlayStation, and if you're as hardcore as you say you are, you should at least have a PC or an Xbox or something else that you could play these games on. And I can't.
They don't play games. They just talk about them. That's it.
I just can't with these people anymore because they're all out there celebrating. They're like, Xbox is third party. Hey, dude, I saw a tweet earlier this evening where the guy was like, the argument needs to end that if you don't have exclusives, it devalues the console. I was like, for like Sony or Microsoft, maybe, but you as a gamer, who cares?
Right.
Like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why? Oh, what is it? Maidenless behavior. Like, it just, bro.
Silent Hill only released to go PlayStation. Did not stop me playing it this year. I know it's coming to Xbox at some point, but like, I wanted to play it, so I played it.
Exactly.
Indiana Jones is only on Xbox right now. I wanted to play it, so I played it.
It's crazy how that works,
yeah.
Right? Like
not being a fucking loser on the internet, I don't have to pick and choose what I play. And I don't want to hear most of these guys out there, well, not everybody can afford a bitch, you bought a $700 Pro.
Right.
You could have bought something else. Yeah, you could have bought a different console if you wanted to play games that aren't there yet. And even if you don't want to buy an Xbox, because I know when you put it in your house, Like, your living room will catch fire. I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It will.
Because it's the devil. You know? It's like when the devil touched the Bible, his hand burns. Like, oh my God, I touched the Xbox. Jesus. Lord, forgive me. Lord Holst, forgive me.
Oh man, hey, these dudes. No, you're right. Like, and then the fact you would think that they would be for the fact that the kind of like play anywhere thing. So like the apps, like with the Xbox stuff coming to the LG TVs and stuff like that. So now you can play all these games and you don't even have to bring the Xbox into your home. You just download the app and do it in secret and then delete the app real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then
Like,
they bring up the other argument. I prefer to own my games.
Oh, yep, I forgot about that. But yeah.
So you buy them on a disc then, right? On your discless PS5 Pro. Because if you buy a digital game, you don't own it either.
Right.
Technically.
Oh, you get a license.
Yeah.
Is what you're purchasing.
Just like your discs. Yeah. I want you to go back and put in your disc from a game that came out of the launch of one of these systems and don't patch it. You got to play it that way. Since it's got to be on your desk and it's got to be plastic. You're weird. Stop.
It really is. Like, man.
What happens when the servers go down? Play something new, bitch.
Right.
Like, what happens when my disc from the PS3 doesn't work anymore? So I got a mag coaster for you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so many games we have lost over the years. Like, you know what I mean? That's not playable anymore. And they just act like it's the internet just sometimes, man.
And me and Wombat are proof that even though you say you want to hang on to these games, you play it for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I boot up an NES game, I play it for 5 minutes.
Same.
I'm like, man, that was cool.
Yep. Man, I had some good fun with this. Like, that was enough. And you just cut it off. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll go back to it in another 5 years, 10 years, whatever.
Yep.
Y'all are weird, man. I don't understand you at all. Anyway. All right, that's the news, but I do have a bunch of stuff that's like piled up in my tweets and email inbox, so I'm going to run through those.
Nice.
ER Kara sent us an email for Game of the Year. Actually, let's hold on to ER Kara's because I know everybody likes to be here for those.
Okay.
Hold on, I clicked the wrong button. I don't know how to use webmail.
Yep.
How do you mark this as unread?
Yeah, see, I don't know how to do that either.
Whatever. I'll come back to it. Yeah, everybody likes to be here for his, so like, let's just do the tweets. I got a couple of Game of the Year things in here. We'll do those next week since the show got messed up today. Justin sent us a skeet on Blue Sky. He said, I decided to sell my Dreamcast collection and buy a Mac Mini M4. I'll show you the collection, and you can all tell me how crazy I am. So he sent some pictures. His games look like he's got Worms, World Party, Marvel Capcom 1, Sonic Adventure, Sega Rally, Sonic Adventure 2, Dave Mirra, Sonic Shuffle, NBA 2K1, Crazy Taxi, Grandia 2, Half-Life, and 18-Wheeler. He also has a mouse, 2 keyboards, a copy of Seaman, a copy of Typing of the Dead, 4 controllers, 4 VMUs, a rumble pack, and an arcade stick.
Damn.
I mean, that's a solid... okay. Selling this sucks, but it's pretty easy to still play these games. Mm-hmm. But his next tweet says, don't worry, I kept Shenmue and some others for display purposes. Why would you want to display Shenmue and let people that come in your house know that you're a deviant?
You know, not that you're a deviant. Anyway, Shenmue is a great game.
No.
It was grandfather.
You use 2 words to describe Shenmue that don't describe Shenmue at all. Great and game. Neither of those are accurate descriptions of Shenmue.
I'm going to need you to stop the Shenmue hate.
Stop
dunking on this kid.
No. I will not stop dunking on Shenmue until Ryu finds his father's killer.
And see, and that, okay, yeah, because that's never going to happen. Great.
I know.
This poor man.
I know.
This. Oh, shit.
Respect to you, Suzuki, for running the 25-year grift on you people that think that's a good game.
Anyway.
Anything else you want to say about Shenmue?
That's why I need Ryan. Ryan should just drop in right now. I thought I heard somebody saying something about Shenmue with you. You talking shit?
Hell yeah, I'm talking shit about Shenmue. It's a bad experience.
Oh man.
And nobody can give me shit about it. I beat all 3 of them, and I've played all 3 of them more recently than any motherfucker that defends it.
And I won't. Listen, and I think we talked about this earlier with Jedi Power Battles. I had fond memories of that game, playing it with my brother, and I played it, last night, and it's fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I have very fond memories of Shenmue. I'm not going to reboot it.
You shouldn't.
To prove you right.
You shouldn't, because you'll boot it up. You'll be like, God damn, he's right again.
Right. So I'm just going to live with my good memories, and I'm not going to touch 3. So if they come up with some kind of a summary or something, I'll just read all that. Cause
yeah, I mean you can read it. Watch that DVD that came with the Xbox version, because they're like, we don't even need to port the first game. It's just trash anyway.
Yeah, I heard that it came with a DVD.
Yeah, so you could just watch it because you don't need to play it.
Yeah,
that just pisses you off even more.
God dang it. Anyway, I liked that game on my Dreamcast, but that's fine.
That was 26 years ago.
Whew, God, that's a long time.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It came out in 2000, right? So it would have been 25 years ago. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was 2000.
Yeah, and all you've got is 3 parts and no story.
Jesus. Lon D just walking free.
Yeah, Lon D's been fucking around for 25 years while Rio's over here playing Afterburner or whatever he's doing.
Yep. Collecting little figurines out the quarter machine.
Afterburner was the only part of that game that was a game. I'm just saying.
Jesus.
All right, now we'll go over to Twitter. Hopefully there's nothing over here about Shenmue. So.
Hey, watch the first thing be something dumb like, damn, the Shenmue Duncan hour. That's great.
This Perfidy says, Happy New Year to you all and a prosperous 2025 for you and your families. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Hey, Wombat, I finished 9 Souls. I'll let Wombat know he says, it's one of the best games I played in a while, and his game of the year for the year was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That's right.
Nice.
Everybody, I feel like hates Indiana Jones but me on this show.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Everybody quit playing it, and Anthony's always bitching about it. He's like, this sucks.
Yeah, I think he's not a fan. I am probably not as big an Indiana Jones fan as you, but I do enjoy Indiana Jones. I mean, I have a fucking fedora. I like Indiana Jones. So I mean, I'm going to finish it. It was the little extra side missions that they had, like Ryan was saying, I just expected more, and it became really repetitive. And then once you got to the second area and you start to do the stuff, even the little treasures that you find, it's the same thing, model wise. And I was like, well shit, I just spent all this time. So yeah, but I'm gonna go back because I am intrigued with the story, and it's fucking Indiana Jones. So yeah,
I'm telling you, that game,
I don't hate it.
Game is so good. And y'all made the mistake of I'm going to do everything in this area, and then they're like, this is getting really monotonous. I'm like, motherfucker, move on.
You know what's super funny about that is I'm playing Final Fantasy, and I'm in the world has kind of opened up to me, so I'm doing all the stuff in there, and I was like, you know what? Let me stop and move on. Because okay, here's the thing with the RPGs. And Ryan is probably the same way. I'm so afraid that I'll lock myself out of something. So if I don't complete this, I may not be able to come back, because not everything tells you, you know what I mean? That you can't get back to it. So that's kind of why I'm like, oh no, I got to do it now, because it's on the list. But I did push myself on in Final Fantasy.
Y'all got that video game
across
FOMO.
The swamp.
Yeah, y'all got that video game FOMO, and Final Fantasy lets you revisit chapters, so you ain't gonna miss nothing.
Okay, well
Like
then that's fine.
you can
Okay.
literally go back to that chapter, and the story is right where that chapter was. So it's not.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's
Okay.
not
So
a
I'm
big
at
deal.
chapter 3. Like I just started chapter 3 is where I'm at. Like
Yeah,
this is where I'm
was
at.
there like 18 chapters in that game? So
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm hella early. Okay.
yeah, don't spend too much time in 3.
No, I will not. No, I realize now, especially since you told me that, I'm gonna just keep it pushing. Like I'll do a little stuff here or there. I may get sidetracked hella when it comes to the chocobo stuff because I definitely am gonna want a gold one, but I'm gonna push on. So yeah.
He also says, "Why are some of the fanboys upset with Microsoft putting more of their IPs on other platforms if the rumors are true?" It's not a rumor; it's gonna happen. Me, I don't care. Trust me, look at Sega. They're still around making great games. If Microsoft decided to go full third party, I say let them. I don't think we're going to get that level of third party. Like, I think there'll still be Xbox hardware and Xbox OS. I think they'll be more like the console version of Steam at some point.
I can see that.
Where it's not like a hardware thing, but there's hardware that runs it kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine
Yeah.
as long as all my shit still works. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I'm with you. Like I don't think, and I think I have more confidence, or maybe I really am just lackadaisical, but I don't know. Like I don't know if I have more confidence in the company than you or what, but I don't think that they're going to do something where those of us that have invested so much digitally is going to lose access to our stuff. Like I don't think that that's going to happen. So with that in mind, like they can do what they want. Like I'm cool. Like it's whatever. I don't understand why it's such a big deal if you're not. I don't know. It's just
still the Genesis Super Nintendo mentality of like the box
actually,
that I bought has to be the best one. I'm like, why do you care?
You know what? That's Alex or whatever had made a video, said something about that. Like we need to get out of that mentality of the 90s and the aughts thinking about video games and stuff, because everything has shifted since then. Like nothing is moving the same. Like, I mean, we don't have to have a disc. You know what I mean? You can, Microsoft is showing you can have the digital stuff and put it anywhere, with varying degrees of quality, but you know what I mean? It is possible. So I don't know. It just it's not worth it to argue to me. Just play the game.
Really not, because I'll take my own advice. Like if Xbox consoles die and my library goes away, bitch, I'll play something else.
Likewise, and I'll bitch and I'll be like, well, damn, I lost all that shit. Well,
I'm still pissed. I lost all of my Wii and Wii U digital purchases. I can never get those back.
Oh wow, I didn't even think. You know what? Thinking about it, because I have stuff. I'm sure I don't have any near as much as y'all have, but I've like I said before, like we've all lost stuff over the years that we don't bought digitally that we have no access to anymore, that we can't play or do anything with. Yeah, like it's you just play something else.
Yeah,
it's not the end of the world.
It's cool when I go find those things, like through other means, or they get re-released. Like if you put it back out, I'll buy it. Like I don't. It's not that I'm like only, but if I'm going to play something I can't get my hands on, there's ways to find it, and it's pretty cool for 5 minutes. And then you're like, okay,
yep, that was a good time. Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
For sure.
I think I played. What was it? I played that Castlevania game that was only released digitally on the Wii a few weeks ago. Like, this is pretty cool.
Nice. I don't think I actually played that.
Yeah, they did a whole series of remakes in 2D. I forget what they were called, but they did Castlevania Gradius and Contra. And they were pretty cool. He says this year's CES was crazy. Loved all the text that were shown. What about you guys? Man, all I paid attention to was TVs because that's my jam.
I missed a lot of the CES. I saw some of the televisions, and I think they're like some of the Chinese electric vehicles that looked cool. But like that, I missed a lot of CES this year.
It's all shit we'll be playing with in like 10 years or something.
Basically.
But yeah, I looked at all the TVs. I'm like, there's some cool shit coming out this year. I'm like, I don't need it.
Yep, that's how. Yeah, that's.
But I want it, but I don't need it. It so happened in the worst possible timing that I had to buy a new TV, and it's like right before the new ones come out. So like I legitimately have the year-old tech.
Yeah, but see, the nice thing is because yours, you got it in that window, there's a good chance, and I know you don't. See, I think like this and probably would do it. You won't. I would flip the TV that I just bought when the new model of whatever came out that I wanted, and then you can probably get close to what you paid for that. Because, I mean, it was just last year's model, especially if you can get somebody that's not in the know about how when TVs drop out, but that's how I think. So,
I don't even know that I care. I've got it tweaked the way I want it now, and like I was looking at their 2025 lineup, I was like, it's kind of the same thing. Maybe
Gotcha.
a little better. Like the stuff I did to it, like you're not supposed to do. Like I went into like the service menu kind of stuff.
Dang, man. Okay.
And like the new one's probably kind of where I made mine. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. I got you. Yep.
Yeah, they do a lot of things
cool.
to those. That's why people don't like OLEDs, because they're like, man, these are so dark. It's like, brother, let me introduce you to a piece of software and 2 button clicks. And then that TV get real bright.
I got you.
Yeah.
I do want an OLED. That's going to be my next TV.
I thought you had one. I thought you had the LG.
Or no, but that's not the one that you have now.
No,
right?
I have
What's
the
one
Samsung.
That's what I want. Yeah, I do have an OLED. Yeah, I do have the LG. I don't remember which model it is, but yeah, I do have an LG. I want the Samsung thing that you and was Ryan. Does Ryan got the same thing? I think
Samsung. No, Ryan won't buy an OLED because he doesn't. He doesn't think they're bright enough.
Oh, see, no, I mean, I think it's plenty bright. I mean, I keep my stuff on Vivid. Like I.
Oh God, all the TV people just threw up in their mouth.
I know they did. My family be like, "Oh my God, why y'all say y'all TV so bright? Get out! Like you ain't got to watch it in here."
Every time my wife sees my TV, she's like, "Why are you keeping it so bright?"
Yep, they all get out. Don't watch it in here.
Yeah,
okay? I like to experience.
Yeah, I want that shit burning my retinas out. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
All right, Shogun says, Marvel Rivals. Never played Overwatch, wasn't my type of game, but being a Marvel fan, I thought I should check this game out. It's entertaining. Storm is OP, Punisher is cool, but so glad they have a kill cam because I never know I'm being hit until I'm dead. Anyone else? Yeah, that game has that problem. Like, it's so chaotic visually that it's hard to tell sometimes when you're getting shot.
Yeah, even me, after having so many hours put into it, I still die sometimes, and I'm like, who the fuck? Like I oftentimes am hollering and I'm playing with the family, like, who the fuck just killed me? And I gotta watch the kill cam. Oh wow, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
it does have that problem.
I feel like I read every day about something in that game that's just legitimately broken. That everybody's just like, whatever. Like, what was I reading yesterday? That like Moon Knight's Ultimate does double damage and nobody's fixed it since launch.
I didn't know that was since launch. Actually, I just read that today. That his ult, I guess it's somehow it's doubling up because each talent is supposed to do a set amount, but it's actually like doubling and expanding the range or something like that. Like, it's hella broken. When I read it, I was like, yeah, that fucking makes sense because that ult will kill you like with one hit of that little thing. Like, yeah. So
I'm interested to see now that the honeymoon period for that game is kind of coming to a close. Like how many of these? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, all of my Overwatch streamers that I watch, they all switch to Marvel Rivals. They don't play Overwatch at all anymore, which is hilarious to me. And I get it; it's their business, it's their money, it's their
right.
So Marvel's hot, so they're making money. Mm-hmm. Respect your game. I'm not gonna watch your content because I don't give 2 flying fucks about Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
But like it just eventually at some point there's going to be that moment where these streamers are like, okay, we need to have a discussion about balance in Marvel Rivals.
Yep.
And that's when the tide's going to turn for that game, and people are going to be like, you got to balance it now. And they're talking about putting out what, like 2 heroes like every month or something. That game's never going to be balanced.
No, it's at least not at the rate that they, because it is an accelerated rate of heroes. It's like 2 heroes a season, I think is what we're getting. Because this one, they described this first season as a double season because we're getting 4 with the Fantastic Four. There's 2 in the first half and then 2 in the back half. And then every season thereafter will have 2. So you'll have like 1 in the first half and then the second one in the back half. And then the seasons are like every other thing, 3 months long. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of fucking heroes to balance.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Like, they already have more heroes than Overwatch does.
Did not know that either.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, which is crazy in my brain. Because, like, being a competitive Overwatch player, like, every single, like, OP problem drives me up a fucking wall. Like, I can't stand it because it makes the meta stale. Like, if you don't run that, you're going to lose.
Yep.
And it's not fun. So, like, I want it to be balanced, but, like, if I'm just fucking around in quick play, dude, like they got the new 6v6 mode back in Overwatch where it's minimum 1, maximum 3. So you have to have at least 1 of each role, but you can have a maximum of 3 of any role.
That's cool.
So like we're out here running 3 tanks, 1 DPS, 2 support, and I'm like, yeah, this is jam right here. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff that happens in in Marvel Rivals. I know, and I've said this before. I know that the honeymoon period will end. It's when it stops being fun for me, I'm gonna stop playing it. I'm not a competitive player. Like I've said, I enjoy the game, but I didn't realize it had more characters in Overwatch. But I think that makes sense because their characters, have been created for them, fucking 50 years ago. Whereas Overwatch is having a create, yes. You know what I mean? Like, so,
but like, yeah, I feel like Marvel Rivals is like we took hero shooters and spun a wheel, and that's what we gave the characters' abilities of. Because there's literally like a parallel to every Overwatch hero or every League of Legends hero or whatever. When you pick like whoever you're playing, if they've played one of those other games, you'd be like, yeah, he's like Lucio, and he's got Mave's Ice Blast or something,
Yep. Facts. That's how I be describing stuff to people too. And I don't think that that's an issue that's inherently Marvel Rivals. I think that's every hero shooter has copied Overwatch to that point. Cause like even Concord, I was like, oh shit, okay, this is like Pharah. All right. But she has a little ground pound. Okay. All right. Like, yeah. So all of them you just equate to Overwatch, which is crazy that Overwatch is that,
I mean, it was the game. People forget.
But
people forget. In 2016 through 2018, Overwatch was like the biggest fucking game on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like people forget that now because everybody hates it. So
yeah, and I don't hate it, and I will never hate it because that whole period of time, like I will treasure because my entire household, like my kids, I had to buy systems for because everybody got into Overwatch, like, and we ran like as a team playing that game, and that was I will always remember that was so special because kids, they don't want to fucking do nothing with their parents for real, but my kids were like, hey, y'all trying to play Overwatch? Like they would come get us, you know what I mean? Like it was, oh man, like it was, Overwatch was that game even in my house. So yeah, no, I'll never hate it. I just kind of fell off because they kind of fell off. Like it's
everybody fell off. But me, it's fine. I'm stuck in eternal hell. Because I got too far in. I'm too far in now. Don't follow me in.
You went too deep. Yep, you went too deep. See?
Yeah. Don't follow me in because you'll never get back out. I never have anything positive to say about that game, but boy, I have to play it at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Right. That's so fun. See? You understand us in Dragon Age. There you go. We're not quite to that point, but
you'll never make it to that point. Nobody's going to make it to this point with any game ever.
I don't think they will.
That's 8 years, man. It'll be 9 years this year. Okay.
You know what? There's probably some folks that play World of Warcraft. I'm sure
there is probably some World of Warcraft, but like people I know, but no way.
Yeah, right.
Like I didn't even take a break.
Golly, yeah, man, whew. Yeah.
I think the longest break I took was when Tears of the Kingdom came out, and I was off of Overwatch for like 2 months.
That's crazy.
But every other time, there's not a week that's gone by that I haven't played. So, yeah, that fucking game. And I still think it's hilarious when it came out. I was like, I'm not playing that shit.
Right. 8 years later. It's so funny.
All right.
So funny.
David says, I don't think College Football 25 got enough love from last year. Not only was that game not made in a decade, it came back and just nailed it. Yes, I know those will say it's a carbon copy of Madden. Those do not know what the hell they're talking about. He's correct. People who compare it to Madden do not know what the hell they're talking about. It's a completely different game. But the college game did have some problems, which is understandable after being gone for a decade.
Yeah.
Like, it was buggy as shit at launch.
Oh,
Like,
was? See, I didn't play it at all. I didn't realize it was buggy.
Yeah, there were certain things you could exploit and things you shouldn't be able to do. And it was kind of buggy at launch. They fixed it up from what I hear. It was fun, but it's just like it's like trying to get me invested in a movie with actors I hate. Like, I don't watch college football, so I know nothing about the teams or the players, so it means nothing to me.
I got you.
It was fun, but I kind of fell off it pretty fast. Jeremy says, hey guys, I got Prince Persia for Christmas. I'm about 5 hours in, really enjoying it so far. So much less floaty on the platforming than I was expecting. Definitely will be finishing this one. I also got Empire of Ants. Was wondering if any of you guys picked it up.
Yes, I like that game.
I was going to say, you're the only person who would have
played
played that thing.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I reviewed it, but I did enjoy it. I had some issues with the combat. I wish, it kind of displayed the ants fighting more than just one row at a time. Like, I wanted to see the armies kind of clash. I should go back to that because maybe they patched it and actually did something with that. But yeah, that game is pretty cool. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful game.
It's crazy when you go back to games after a long ass time that the patches are so when I booted up Mass Effect this weekend, I was just shocked at how good it looked. I was just I don't remember this looking this good.
The original one, or were you doing the legendary?
I was learning 2.
Okay, the remake of it? Or
yeah, the legendary edition. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Until I saw like I said earlier, my alien fish face character. I was like, how did you fuck this up so bad?
Said who hit him with a bag of nickels?
I'm going to take a screenshot of it and show you guys exactly what I see when there's a cutscene where my shepherd is talking to somebody, and the NPC face looks good, and then it shows my character's face, and it looks like some mess of a human being that was cobbled together by Dr. Frankenstein or some shit. I'm like, you did not look like this in the character creator.
That is crazy.
Anyway, there's some more Game of the Year stuff on here. Like I said, we'll do that when everybody's back. Last tweet comes from Shogun, says, picked up Street Fighter 6. It's exactly like Mortal Kombat 1. The fighting is fun, but everything else is boring and undercooked. If this is the future of fighting games, I understand why Microsoft is putting their games everywhere. Less microtransactions, this more of the old stuff, just fun games. Yeah. Fighting games.
I fell off of 6.
Yeah, fighting games for me were always about let's unlock the endings, let's unlock the characters, let's unlock the costumes.
Yep.
And now the costumes are locked under DLC, and the endings are fucking JPEG with some text overlaid.
Yep. That's exactly what I saw about an animated thing. It's just a picture fading in, and then the text fades in underneath it or something, and you have to read. Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
That's the good old days.
Now, I'll give Mortal Kombat credit. That story mode is fucking fun. I love playing through those. Those are cool.
Oh, yeah.
The invasions mode can suck an ass. I hate that thing. Absolutely hate it. And Street Fighter's little walking around the streets talking to people thing is fucking terrible.
Yep. I started with that, and I thought I was going to enjoy it, and I got up to, I think I unlocked Chun-Li.
That's where I stopped.
As a trainer or something like that.
Yeah, that's where I stopped.
Yep, and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, she taught me the spinning kick, and I was like,
yep.
Yeah, I just don't care anymore. I'm just done.
Yep.
This game, this thing sucks.
Yep.
And they added some characters. I had the season pass. I'd go back and play through them once, and then I'd be like, yeah, good. Man, I miss when fighting games were packed with cool shit to do.
Same, because I fell off of all of them. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, I only played the story. You lasted way longer than I think anybody. I just was strictly there for the story, and then I was out.
The stories are
And I didn't
good,
even
man.
get the expansion. I just watched the YouTube thing. I was like, nah.
Man, I'm
cool.
trying to remember if I finished the expansion story. Yeah, I did, didn't I? God damn, it ain't memorable if I can't remember if I finished it.
Right, it must not have been memorable. Damn.
Christ.
And then Tekken, like, yeah, I fell off of Tekken too. Like, yeah, fighting games just ain't. Man, I would like a Marvel versus Capcom, which I don't know if we'll ever see, but I don't even know if it would be, what we remember.
Well,
Like,
what you
Marvel vs.
remember
Capcom
was
2
unlocking all the characters. That's what you remember. Like, that was exciting when you got a new character. You're like, oh shit, now we can play versus and I get to pick this character. But like,
Yep.
don't nobody play fighting games anymore. And the people that play them are so good, I'm just like, why? No, I want to actually play.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I remember getting stuff with my brother and like, oh, my character that I like is locked. Oh, we got to beat all this stuff to unlock this person. Oh, man, we old. That was some good times, though.
It was.
Oh,
it was.
man.
Now it's just like, well, you can pay $5 for this red mask.
Just hit me in my wallet. But damn, I don't want to do that.
You know who did it well was Injustice 2, where they had the loot. I know it's crazy that I have nostalgia for loot boxes.
I was gonna say those boxes, those mother boxes, I think is what they were that you were unlocking. Yep.
And you get like new costumes, and you get to mix and match them. I was like, this shit is cool.
Yep. And you could you could take the effects off of because the different gear pieces did stuff, but you could make it so that like your character looked how you wanted, and you could take off the little effects and just fight, without the.
So you didn't have the extra boost of like attack power and stuff. Yeah.
Yep, the level stuff, because your character's at levels, like it would just negate the level stuff. Like, yeah, that it did do it good, well, I should say.
Yeah, and then like Mortal Kombat 11 tried to do it, and it was just terrible.
Yep.
I hated Mortal Kombat 11's fucking gem slotting system. It was terrible.
Same.
God, what happened? Fucking kids ruined video games. That's what happened.
That is what happened. That's what it is.
I'll officially get off my lawn simulator at this point.
Yep.
Goddamn kids.
We old. God.
Ruining my time. That's it. That's the tweets. Like I said, I got a bunch of Game of the Year stuff that I will read when everybody is back on the show. If everybody comes back on the show. You never know. Yeah. Considering today's events, this podcast is broken in half. There's like 3 embargoes dropping tomorrow. I haven't even got them scheduled yet. But those reviews will be up this week. Also, if you plan to watch the Super Bowl, which who the fuck would do that now that the Chiefs are in it? I did get an email from TCL telling me like all their TVs are like half off for the Super Bowl. So if you want one,
I knew it.
If you want one, you can get one for like half off. Dude, they got like the 85-inch out there for like $1,200. I was like, God damn.
Damn. I might have to look at TCL. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of TVs up in this bitch.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, like I saw the email. I was like, God damn, I just bought a TV too. Fuck.
Right.
Son of a bitch. But yeah, I don't know. There'll be some more games to talk about next week. I mean, February is going to be a big month. So.
Yes, it is.
I hope Avowed is good.
I do too. Man.
Like, I've never wanted a game to be good so much as I want that game to be good, because I'm like, I really need that kind of, like, that kind of RPG right now is really going to hit with me. Please be good.
And looks can be so deceiving.
Yeah.
But it looks good. Even the third person like camera, I saw a video on it, looks good, which I want to play it in third person. But yeah, fingers crossed.
I always try to play Elder Scrolls in third person. I'm just like, this kind of sucks, but I want to keep doing it. It
does. Yeah, like it never. I don't know why it never felt right. Like even Fallout.
No, Fallout feels
better.
4 feels okay, but like 3 feels like ass and third person. But it's more of a shooter, so it's a little easier to digest. But yeah, like when you play Skyrim in third person, your character's swinging his sword around like he's a puppet.
Yep.
It's like I can't do this.
Yeah, it's no. And then I like to use magic and stuff in there, and no, it doesn't work. But it looks like they've nailed this in Avowed, but we'll see in a couple weeks.
God, please
Fingers
be good.
crossed.
Please be good. You guys will play it for like a week though, because Monster Hunter comes out the week after that, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's super. February is just so packed full of
Thank
stuff,
Jesus,
man.
I don't have to worry about Monster Hunter.
Man, it looks so good. Oh God.
I just don't like those games. They're so obtuse, and I hate games that are obtuse in my old age. Like, bitch, just tell me where to go. Tell me what you want me to do. Don't make me press 37 buttons to get on a horse.
I got you. I got you.
I remember Jay talked me into playing. I think it was the one on the Switch, and like I had to literally like go through 3 menus to use my grapple hook to do something. I was like, no. Like, well, that's what makes it good is the complexity. I was like, no, that makes it a nope. That makes it a delete.
Man, I don't think the complexity makes it good. I don't know. I once it clicked with me, because I will tell, I agree. It does have the menus are very cumbersome, and you have to like hold one button and then like shuffle through menus with A and X, and you can change the buttons, but it's a lot. But once it all clicked, as far as like the loop of it all and the combat, I don't know. It was fun. I was like, oh shit. And I just kind of been dealing with the BS of the cumbersome menus. But this new one, I did play the demo. This new one seems to have streamlined a lot. Like did you play the demo at least? Did you at least check out the demo?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even bother. I was like, it's Monster Hunter. What am I going to do?
I got you.
Oh, anyway. That's it for us this week. I know the show's a little wonky. Things happen. But, we got it out there. So enjoy. And we'll get those reviews up this week. Lots of games coming out this week. Most of them are on Game Pass, so unless you're a dumbass that's like, I can only own a PlayStation, then you can enjoy those games with your subscription. That's it. We'll get out of here. Bruce Birchers.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.